social media updates from Nana's house. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
The Google Pixel 6 for all the Bucks fans, Serbian fans who became Nuggets fans, Heat fans who want to get rid of photobomb fans, Wolves bomb fans, Top Shot fans, all the nothing fans.
Are you taking a photo of us? Is that okay?
For that once-in-a-lifetime shot, and fans seeing it up close for the first time. There are so many ways to love the NBA, and the Pixel 6 is built for all.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Thank you for tuning in and listening and spending your holiday with myself and, of course, the big dog as well. Hopefully everyone has had a blessed day. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. NFL on a Saturday, NFL on Christmas. How about both? All of the above. Merry Christmas, as we have an NFL doubleheader day on Christmas, December the 25th, 2021. First here with Cleveland and Green Bay, with the Packers as a touchdown favorite in this 1965 NFL Championship rematch. Then later on tonight on the NFL Network, Indianapolis and Arizona for the 23rd and 24th all-time games in NFL history to be played on Christmas. As we're about to kick off and have live watch-along reactions of the first of two games here today. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below with the thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Browns, hashtag Packers, hashtag Merry Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, everyone. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. Cleveland, they will get back both Baker Mayfield and Case Keenum here today off of the COVID-19 reserve list. So they shouldn't have a quarterback problem today, to say the least, unlike last week with Nick Mullins stepping in on the Monday game against the Raiders just a few days ago on a short week now. Saturday afternoon, kickoff coming up momentarily on Fox. Mullins, who didn't play terrible, but he also didn't play great, though, either, even with the Browns finding a running game in the second half. It's a 60-minute game. Browns today, they need to start fast if they're going to want to have a shot to win. No 4 or 5 straight punting drives to begin the game. Hell, I mean, honestly, they probably would have beat the Raiders in that game on Monday afternoon at 5 o'clock following the postponement, because they're supposed to play 2 straight Saturdays. But here we are on Christmas. Merry Christmas. Once again, everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing well and staying safe. But they didn't do enough early and didn't play a full game, and then, of course, lost on a game-winning field goal at home. Now on the road on a short week, taking on the number 1 overall seed in the NFC, arguably the best team in the league right now, in the Green Bay Packers. Whereas with the Green Bay Packers, they went to Baltimore on Sunday and beat the Ravens after, of course, they decided to go for 2 once again and didn't convert, now having lost 3 in a row before they play at Cincinnati tomorrow without Lamar Jackson once again. But Green Bay, they won the NFC North in the win. They're 11-3. They became the first team to clinch a playoff berth. Dallas the second on Thursday night after the 49er loss to the Tennessee Titans. But now also Green Bay is also going for a season sweep of the AFC North, having already defeated Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Baltimore. All games won by 10 points or less as well, so expect another close one here today as Cleveland comes to Lambeau Field, where the Packers have not lost since the NFC Championship game last season. They are 6-0 at home. Next to last home game here this afternoon. They'll host Minnesota next Sunday, as Aaron Rodgers also looks to break the Packers' franchise all-time passing touchdown record, needing 1 passing touchdown today to break Brett Favre's record from 442 passing touchdowns to 443 passing touchdowns all-time in their respective Packers career, as that should happen today, so why not do it at home and also on Christmas. But both teams are going to be looking for wins in the end. Cleveland, they're 7-7. They need to win to stay alive in the playoff hunt. If they lose today, they're going to have to win out, potentially also get some help to make the playoffs. Green Bay, on the flip side, sitting at 11-3 as mentioned. They need to win to stay atop the NFC with the number 1 seed to, for the second straight year, secure home field in the playoffs. And sitting at 11-3, if they win 2 more games and finish at either 13-3, 14-3, or 13-4 on the year, they'll become, which when I saw this stat, I was a little shocked, a little hard to believe, but it is true. The Packers, if they finish with at least 13 wins this year, they'll become the first ever team in NFL history to have won 13 games in 3 straight years. And they've gone to the NFC Championship game the past 2 years, of course, have lost both the 49ers and Buccaneers. Once again, arguably right now, with Aaron Rodgers leading the MVP conversation to one of the best, if not the best team in the NFL here as we're underway in Week 16, following the Titan game-winning field to kick off the week on Thursday night at home from LP Field, Nissan Stadium in Music City. Titans 20-17 over the San Francisco 49ers. But today, lots of rushing. Run the damn ball with St. Nick Chubb, and Aaron Jones. A.J. Dillon, look for him to potentially have another big game here today as well. No snow in the forecast as originally thought, but it's still cold. It's football weather. It's Christmas, so once again, Merry Christmas. But run, Rudolph. Santa, he won some points scored today, but we'll see if we get Green Bay to cover or not. But lots of play action pass as well, with Baker Mayfield, of course, representing Progressive, and Aaron Rodgers with Rodgers rate of State Farm. Baker already 0-1 back week 1, or almost a full season in this regular season, versus State Farm this year, as Cleveland lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. As also tomorrow, I'll have live watch along reactions of the Steelers and Chiefs matchup at this point in time, 24 hours from now, so be sure to tune back in. And thank you once again for tuning in today and listening. Merry Christmas, everyone. So we'll kick off here momentarily on Fox with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call, along with Aaron Andrews and Tom Rinaldi down on the field, of course, along with myself for the Browns and Packers. And as always, something's got to give, so we'll see what does in the end. But also coming up at halftime, we'll have first half stats and scores. We'll preview what's still to come tomorrow and on Monday Night Football. And then as we have a great slate of NBA action today on this Christmas afternoon, we'll also update the college football bowl season, as well as we have Georgia State and Ball State kicking off early third quarter, with State on top of State, Georgia State up by 7 on Ball State, 20-13 in the Camellia Bowl. So Browns will receive. So Green Bay going to get it to begin the second half. Keep that in mind as we progress throughout this matchup. Mason Crosby on the kickoff, left to right, and we're underway on Christmas. Merry Christmas. Browns on the return from the goal line. Right to left across your television screen, radio and audio dial, and out to the 25-yard line they go. 1st and 10 for, here comes Baker Mayfield back off the COVID-19 reserve list. Missed Monday's game against the Silver and Black Raiders. They're going to have to start fast, find a running game with Nick Chubb. So it all starts up front. You got to be able to block to run, open up the play action, play good defense, rely on your special teams, and then go from there. But also, in the end, no penalties or turnovers. So 6 seconds in, 1st and 10 from 25. Number 6, Baker Mayfield, going to complete over the middle. And Jarvis Landry also back. He makes a catch for about 6, maybe 7 yards down the middle of the field. Be 2nd and 3 officially here early on. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Scroll down, check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit that red subscribe button, little notification bell next to it as well. Right here on YouTube. From the 32, Landry going to be in motion. 2nd and 3 with Mayfield under center. And here is a fake to Chubb, and then they'll run a screen with him. That's a hold. No penalty, and he's out past midfield, and he's still going. He says to the Packer defense, eat my rubber, and there is a flag on the play. This looks like it's going to be coming back. There was a clear hold right as he caught it, and they should replay the down, and it should be second and long. Personal foul, actually. Chop block on the defense, and then half the distance tacked on to the end of the catch and run, and an automatic first down for the Browns. So not a good start here for the Packer defense by any means, but it's still early. Of course, still got a lot of football left to be played, and Rodgers hasn't even seen the field yet. But as mentioned, no stupid penalties or turnovers, and I feel like they missed the hold, but then they, get the personal foul on the end of it, and now Green Bay 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. So, 2 plays in, they're already in Packer territory inside the red zone and knocking on the door, looking to strike first. Looking for an early Christmas gift. It's officially 2nd and 9, and now an empty set with Chubb going to motion out near side from the 13. Mayfield over the middle, complete. They'll have a 1st and goal. Landry still pushing to the 1.5, and they'll have a 1st and goal from there. Very fast start. Penalty, of course, helped them out, but Green Bay's still going up some big plays right now. Yeah, Baker, as they motion Chubb near side, was looking to the left the whole entire time. Pre-snap, and then as soon as he got the ball from the center, and then he turned right, went over the middle, and 1st and goal at the 1. Out of the eye, they'll hand off Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb's going to get in the end zone for a touchdown. 6-0 Cleveland, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes in here. They go 75 yards like that. And the screen and the penalty got them inside the red zone, and then a few plays later, they punch it in for 6. And boom. On the block, and Nick Chubb follows his blocker, and he hits pay dirt for 6. Extra point to come. And the kick's going to be no good, wide right. Hooked it. 6-0 Cleveland with 12:21 to play in this opening quarter. So if you want to reverse that, it'll still say 12:21 on the clock. But they do everything right on that drive. But then in the end, they can't kick a simple extra point. Wind didn't seem like a factor on the kick. Of course, I'm not there, though. I don't know how the actual conditions are. I mean, they'll tell us that it's 70 degrees and wind chill and the wind's blowing, whatever direction, but he just hooked it. So, special teams once again for Cleveland. Because you go back to Monday. At least they started fast today, no doubt about it. Because they had about 4 straight drives to begin the game that resulted in punts. They didn't get into Raider territory until their final drive in the first half before they missed that field goal. So, special teams. You got to rely on it. And rely on your kickers, your punters, for the brand. Very good drive by the Cleveland Browns there. And In the end, they score, no doubt about it, but he just hooked it. It looked like it was going to be good, and then just right at the last second, so, I mean, maybe wind will be a factor, because as this game progresses, and if it is as windy as it is now, it's only going to get worse, you would think so, but we'll see how it all plays out. Just way too many penalties once again by the officials trying to control the game. Way too many turnovers. Just stupid errors, stupid mistakes. And then also way too many missed kicks, which is unacceptable. Because regardless of your position, you're being paid to do what you're doing for your job. And, you simply can't even kick an extra point. So when it comes down to it, and, field goal attempt here or there, maybe Cleveland or both these teams decide to go for it, for all we know. I mean, our last weather game would have been the Patriot-Bill matchup earlier this month on Monday Night Football from upstate Western New York and Orchard Park. As the wind was howling that night, snowing a little bit as well, so we'll see what happens, but Green Bay back from break, about to take the field, touchback, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. As they trail by 6. It is 6-0. Cleveland, a few minutes in, if you're just now tuning in. And Merry Christmas, everyone. So here comes Aaron Rodgers. He needs one passing touchdown once again to break the Packers' franchise all-time passing touchdown record, surpassing number 4, his predecessor, and Brett Favre, which is a little hard to believe. 1st and 10 from the 25, and they run a tight end in the flat near side to Mercedes Lewis, who's, of course, had to step up in absence of Big Bob Robert Tonyan. That goes for a yard, 2nd down and 9. Find a running game. Work that screen into it as well, as Cleveland did. But Green Bay, they're hard to beat at home. 2nd and 9, fake the give, and then they do run a screen, and then 10 for Jones is going to fall incomplete. So 3rd and 9. 3 plays in, hell, Cleveland was in Packer territory. The Packers 3 plays in have only gone a yard. Barely that at all. So the draw up here on 3rd and 9. Might be one of those games in which, Green Bay's down, Cleveland's about to pull the upset, and then here comes Aaron Rodgers on Christmas, delivering a nice present. And a win and a loss for the Browns, potentially. Dump off to Jones, and he's going to get about 7.5, maybe 8. He'll be short. And they're going to have to punt to begin the game here today. So not a good start by Green Bay by any means. And actually, they're going to stay out and go for it. Crowd loves it. 4th and short. I mean, you don't get it, though. You're already in a hole. They capitalize off of it and extend their lead. I mean, you're going to be in for it, at least for the time being, until you get yourself out. But Aaron Rodgers with his hard count, I could probably guarantee his play clock's winding down under 5, just going to try to get him draw offside. They do snap it, and they run a toss near side. Aaron Jones has got a block, and he's going to get the 1st down. So, I mean, okay. Okay, all right. But just, I mean, hell, he doesn't get the snap there, because lately we've seen a few centers to quarterback, whether, they have a lot of history together or not. For some reason, they aren't snapping the ball on time. They get it off, and they get the 1st down. From the 37-yard line, now you got to capitalize off of that. You got to score on this drive with some points, whether that's cutting it with a field goal, tying it up if you also miss the extra point, but taking the lead. Jones on the give, nowhere for him to go. It'll be second down and 10. Under 10 to play now in this opening quarter. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Rodgers complete to Devontae Adams. That goes to the 43 for about 5, maybe 6, depending on the spot. Be third and medium, 3rd and 5 officially for the Packers. Rodgers out of the gun, getting pressured, going to roll out on your side and gets rid of it. Intended for the Lizard, Alan Lazard, but a little too much, incomplete. And, no penalty. Good no call. There wasn't any penalty on that play to begin with, but it's incomplete, 4th and 5. They'll have to punt. And rather than a 4th and short, you got a 4th and 5. And, going for it twice and converting twice on the same drive, that barely happened. So, they're going to punt here. Pin them deep, make them drive on you again. You got to step up, though, on defense and hold it down until the offense gets rolling. It's caught at the 12, and then Donovan Peoples-Jones on the return to the 19-yard line. So, penalty on the play, too. This might be coming back for a hold or a block in the back. But it will be a Brown 1st and 10. Should be half the distance on the penalty. So they'll be, got a legal block in the back. They'll be starting towards the end zone. It'll be half the distance. 1st down. Browns with 8:45 to play. Midway through this opening quarter. Baker Mayfield 3 of 3 for 59 yards passing. 40 of those were to Nick Chubb on that screen. But they also got a penalty tacked on to the end of it. And then a few plays after that, Nick Chubb runs it in from a yard out. And he has 2 carries, 2 yards rushing, and a touchdown. But then they missed the extra point. So Cleveland up 6. We'll see what they do when we return. But Mayfield's 3 of 3, 59 yards passing. Rodgers 3 of 5, 13 yards passing. Nick Chubb 2 of 2 and a score. Jones 2 of 4 on the ground. Both backs also being able to catch it here early on. Chubb, as mentioned, 1 for 40. It was really a 55, 60-yard play, though. And then, once again, a few plays later, they punched it in for 6. So they lead 6-0. Chubb a catch for 40. And then Jarvis Landry has 2 catches, 19 yards. As he's also back, as mentioned again. Aaron Jones, a catch for 8 yards. Devontae Adams, catch for 4 yards. And then the first play of the game for Green Bay was a pass complete to Mercedes Lewis for a yard. They were in a hole. They still are. They convert on 1 4th down. So had to go for it, 4th and 1. Drive ends up stalling though. So they have to punt. Cleveland going to get it back here. And, if they can just keep it simple, balance and consistency, get Green Bay to where they want them at. Not necessarily, control the game, but just beat them in this aspect or this phase of the game and don't do anything stupid. No stupid penalties or turnovers. And, you should be in a good spot when it comes down to it in the second half, but Green Bay at home, along with it being Christmas, they have home field advantage. And I mean, both these teams are used to, playing in these conditions anyway. They're not that far apart. So there's not much of a difference between Mid-Atlantic, Midwest football. Mayfield going to go deep, 1st and 10, while it's picked off in midfield. So they take a shot, and there's your first turnover. So now Green Bay going to have a short field. And, I don't know who the hell Baker Mayfield's throwing to there. Looks like it was intended for Donovan Peoples-Jones, who had how many drops in the first half last week. And then he made up for it late in the game against the Raiders, but it was still late because even with the Raiders' turnovers, Derek Carr led his team, got field range, and they kicked game winner. A win's a win. That's all anybody ever remembers. You can't turn it over. You can't just heave it up. Somebody's going to be there in double coverage, I might add, too, and not expect to get it picked off. Like, just stupid. Like, you got to play smarter. But we'll see now once we come back if Green Bay, of course, can capitalize off of this. I mean, I would hope they're thinking about it. I mean, maybe they take a shot of their own. I'd want to find a running game, though, first, because neither team has one. Because if you can, find a running game, open the pass, and work the clock, control what you can control when it comes down to it, I mean, you're also going to be sitting pretty. So, when we get in the third and fourth quarters, we'll see, who, when they need to run the football, if they can or not. But you can't turn the ball over like that. Just flat out stupid. And that's why, with Baker Mayfield, the talk is as he's only a few years in, still on his rookie deal, is he going to be the future of the Cleveland Browns at the quarterback position? Or are they going to go through another 20 years of one jersey with a ton of names on the back again? So at least Kevin Stefanski's back, and I understand, wanting to take a shot, but to start off, why don't you get yourself some breathing room? Because since they scored, it's all gone downhill for Cleveland. It has. They missed the extra point. At least they go off the field on defense, but then on the punt return, you have an illegal block in the back, and then a play later, you turn it over. So we'll see if Cleveland can capitalize, or Green Bay, can capitalize off the Cleveland turnover now when we return. But now, of course, Packers turnover, we're going to be going back and forth in a turnover battle and a punt contest, and who can capitalize more and potentially who has the ball last might end up winning this game today. But A.J. Dillon in the backfield, Rodgers under center, 1st and 10 from the 47. And he'll hand off to 2-8. And about a 4-yard run for the former BC Golden Eagle from Chestnut Hill, who has been a reliable number 2 behind Aaron Jones. You have your scat back who can do it all for you. Can run it, can catch it, help. Aaron Jones in the return game, he's good there too, but you don't need him to be good there because you have other playmakers. And then now here we go with Baker Mayfield complaining to the officials already. So he's an angry elf today, it seems like already. But now 2nd and 6, Devontae Adams on a go route. Rodgers right in the breadbasket for him. And they'll have a 1st and 10 now knocking on the door, trying to capitalize off of this interception by Baker Mayfield. But, Dillon's your ground and pound. He's your bell cow. And now you're inside the red zone. Why don't you get back to running them? I mean, hell, the first play of this drive went for half of a 1st down, for God's sake. So beautiful pass by Rodgers. Adams is go-to number 1 receiver. Rodgers, remember, 1 passing touchdown, he breaks Brett Favre's record. Got a penalty on the play. It's complete to Adams, and he's going to dive for the pylon, but be marked short, out of bounds, around the 3. But this might be coming back for legal shift, if I'd have to guess. Either that, a false start, or an offsides. Yeah, we're going to have a legal shift. So they'll replay the down. First down.
Cleveland's going to have to be able to sort that out. If they run with Devontae and Rodgers likes the numbers, in the run game he hands it off. He sees that they don't go with them.
First and 15 now officially.
The penalty nullifies that game.
They'll probably try to get some yards back, run it. A.J. Dillon. First and 15 from the 21. Adams going to be in motion, and they'll fake it, and they'll run a screen to the tight end. And 81 in, I hope I don't mess his name up by any means, but Josiah DeGuara on the catch. And he'll get about, 3, maybe 4 yards receiving there. Yeah, you compare Favre to Rodgers, the gunslinger with more INTs compared to A-Rod, but both are Hall of Famers in the end, so, honestly, who really cares who's holding this record or that record? They both won Super Bowls. They've both done a lot in the league. Didn't end well with Favre in Green Bay by any means. Of course, he already played for Atlanta, and then to me, he's going to be remembered as a Packer, even though he played for the Jets and Vikings afterwards. We'll see what happens with Rodgers this upcoming offseason, if he's going to be back again or if he's playing somewhere else next year. But in the meantime, here today on Christmas 2021, 5.5 to play in the opening quarter. Green Bay a 3rd and 5 from the 11, trying to capitalize off of a Baker Mayfield interception. Trailing by 6, empty set 5 wide, play clock winding down. Rodgers pass complete near side, and Lazard dives for the pylon. He's going to be in, touchdown, and Aaron Rodgers is your new Green Bay Packer all-time franchise passing touchdown leader, surpassing number 4 in Brett Favre. Hold on to that football. Don't give it away like Mike Evans did. Favre has it. Or Favre's probably watching. Rodgers has the ball. Yeah, most in team history. Passes Brett Favre, which that's hard to believe. Hell, he would have already, broken the record if he didn't sit behind Favre for, 2-3 years to begin his career. But MVP chance from the crowd. He's the reigning MVP. He's a front runner right now for it again. They'll take a look at it here. It's complete for Lazard in the flat near side. And he was in the whole way. He dove. Ball in the pylon. That's a touchdown. So extra point to come now by Mason Crosby. And as Cleveland's kick was up and no good wide right, this Crosby kick's going to be up and good right down the middle. So 7-6 Green Bay. I'm sure he'll be holding on to that football for a while. Hell, they might even keep it in Lambeau. Whether he stays or leaves. Should he stay or should he go? Let me know in the comments. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, why the hell would I want to leave? Bygones be bygones, for God's sakes. In the division, you're going to be, as you've won it 3 years in a row now, Detroit's getting better. They're better than the record shows. But, both Chicago and Minnesota might both have new head coaches next year. Definitely Chi-Town, definitely the Bears. Matt Nagy, he'll get fired at some point in time. I don't know why he hasn't yet, but, Mike Zimmer sort of on the hot seat. They had a big win against those Bears on Monday night last week, but, and they're still, fighting for a playoff spot. And Minnesota's, of course, Green Bay's next opponent. As Minnesota actually already beat Green Bay this year. That's one of the 3 Packer losses. because that was a wild back and forth, down the wire, game-winning field goal game. But of course, that was then. This is now, and then we'll get to the future when we get to the future. But why? If I'm Aaron Rodgers, why the hell would I want to leave? Like you've made your mark, and I mean, yeah, it's tough playing in the NFL, but I mean, he's sitting on a gold mine, and he has been. So congratulations, Aaron Rodgers, breaking one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, at least to watch, and listen to what he has to say about the game as well, and Brett Favre. I mean, Green Bay, 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in franchise history: Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and now Aaron Rodgers, who still has years ahead of him. And then he has to wait 5 until he gets enshrined, but at least as he's now 3rd all time in NFL history for the most passing touchdowns. Or that's with one team, excuse me. That's with one team. I mean, he's got another 150 or so to break Brady's record as a Patriot. Brady, well, here's Brett Favre's message on the Titantron. Go get us another Super Bowl, so says Brett Favre. That's his one request for Aaron Rodgers as he gives the Jimmy Snuka. So I don't know, I mean, he's got, because Favre played till he was how old? And with, everything that's been said in the media, everything that's off the field, so to speak. On the field, though, I don't know right now, because he's still, got light years ahead of him, hopefully, playing in the league, if he is better than Favre or not. But, I mean, he just broke his passing touchdown record as a Packer, so that has to speak for something. But both, of course, fun to watch. Both, as just mentioned, who really cares in the end? Like, they won games. They won MVPs. They hold records. A win's a win in the end, and they won Super Bowls. The one Rodgers Super Bowl, of course, myself, a Steeler fan, I would like to have back, but, with what he's done over the past 12, 15 years since taking over for 4, I mean, it's been remarkable and unbelievable. It has. And if Brett Favre is an author, that needs to be the next book in the book club. But I don't think he is. 3rd and 9 Browns from the 25. Mayfield on the completion. D'Ernest Johnson on the catch. They'll give him about 7. It'll be about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short. They'll punt. Yeah, they'll punt. 4th down and short. So they throw the ball. Actually, they put a sticker on the ball with the wrong number, I believe, at 433 rather than 443. But they're actually going to go for it. 4th and 1. They put it in one of the trunks on the sideline for safekeeping. But, yeah, Brett Favre just got another record of his broken. Talk about Brady. I mean, he just threw for 600 and 700 all time in his career, including the postseason. Rodgers is, I mean, if he plays for, Brady's still going to be playing though, too. I mean, it's really those two now, you think about it, because Breeze just retired, even though the Saints just called him up again. But got a timeout with a 1st and 10 for the Browns at the 39-yard line. But, yeah, I'll digress on that topic. But once again, congratulations to Aaron Rodgers for becoming the Packers all-time passing touchdown leader. The Packers are actually going to challenge a previous play on the field with that's a catch. I don't know why you're challenging that. He's clearly down with the ball in his hands, and he caught it, controlled it as he went down, possessing the catch. So unless they saw something that I didn't see on that replay along with everyone watching, hopefully everyone's having a Merry Christmas, and we'll have a Happy New Year as well next week. That's a waste of a challenge. You're, only going to have one now remaining the rest of the way and only 2 timeouts until we get to halftime. But, yeah, I don't know why they're challenging that. That's odd. They obviously had to saw something. I don't know what, because there wasn't anything there. But, of course, they have to find undisputed evidence to overturn it. We'll see if they got it or not. I don't think they will. I think it'll stand as called, and it'll be a 1st and 10 for Cleveland at 39. And this 7-6, well, it should be tied at 7, but a missed extra point by the Browns is right now the difference. So, that's where we're at. And as we near the end of the first quarter, we'll get back to it here momentarily with, as of right now on the field, a completed catch, 1st and 10 Browns. But if they overturn it and say incomplete or, fumble, which after he caught it, he was clearly down anyway. So, and I don't think Green Bay ever recovered. So it's still stupid in the end. Like, it's going to be Brown football. Now, if it's incomplete, it'll be a turnaround downs because that was 4th and 1, and then the Packers get it with good starting field position, and you play field position. But I don't understand that challenge by Matt LaFleur. But analytically, with all these analytics anymore, say that 3 times fast, it doesn't make any sense. That doesn't, at least. I don't know what they saw. So, as they advertise for games tomorrow, after review, the ruling on the field stands as a catch and a 1st down for Cleveland. So, Green Bay going to have 1 challenge and 2 timeouts left this first half. 1 challenge rest of the way. Of course, timeouts will reset. But Austin 3:16 to play in this opening quarter. Call stands on the field, 1st and 10 Browns from the 39. Landry in motion now in the slot, top of your screen. Under center is Mayfield, and he'll fake the give, actually. Nick Chubb roll out on a play action, and it's going to be caught. Got an 8-9 yard pickup for 82 Higgins. And just keep it simple. You don't want to turn it over. I understood the deep shot, but, at least first get yourself some breathing room and then go from there. Catch them off guard, keep them on their heels for the time being. But now because of the missed kick, you're down by 1, and you got a 2nd and 2, trips near side. Make it 2 top, 2 bottom now with the motion man. Out of the gun, they'll run a draw to Nick Chubb. And a little misdirection, he's off to the races again. It all starts up front. Got to be able to block the run. He hits the hole and then gets out of bounds after a big pickup. So from the 48 to inside the 30, Cleveland will have a 1st and 10. They say officially 28 yards on the run. Thank you, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. 2:22 to play and counting in this first quarter. From the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, play clock winding down, trips in a bunch, and they'll fake the run and then run an end around near side. And that's Ryan Switzer. First and 10
Kevin Stefanski's calling a nice game, just mixing things up, and you got this defense for Green Bay reeling a little bit, and that's kind of been what's happened here over the last 3 or 4 ball games for them.
Knocking on the door. A few, I mean, not necessarily big plays, but I mean, they're just chipping away at it. And I mean, eventually, I would think there's a hold and then there's a sack. The former Wolverine takes down the former number 1 overall pick. And Mayfield, there must be something in that Cleveland water that if a call doesn't go your way, you just start bitching and complaining until it does, in fact, go your way. Mayfield's a lot like the LeBum in the NBA. I mean, he has some strong viewpoints on this or that, empty set 5 wide. 2nd and 19, they barely get it off, and then the pass is incomplete. So 3rd down and long, and one of those, of course, was after the postponement from last week with what he had said. And of course, in the end, with the postponement, nobody who was originally on the list not going to play, they didn't play in the end anyway. So, like, it made sense, but in the end, it didn't make sense. But the games were still going to get played one way or another because there's too much money on the line. 3rd and 19 from the 24. Mayfield, it'll be picked off again at the 10-yard line, a little too high, intended for Landry. So there's another turnover. Another interception by Baker Mayfield, and single-handedly, he's right now costing them the game. They have one good drive, and it's all been downhill since. And it started with a missed extra point. Mayfield, well, the ball was a little wobbly. It wasn't that good of a throw to begin with, and it was a little high, and then it was picked off. So we'll now see if Green Bay can capitalize once again to extend their lead as we near the end of the first quarter under a minute to play. So, yeah, just stupid. Just boneheaded, stupid decision by number 6. And the Browns only still have 6 points on the board. Now, Green Bay going to take a shot, and that's complete down Lazard, who caught the record-breaking passing touchdown. Rodgers taking a shot. He's a little gimpy. Thank you, Troy Aikman. Great minds think alike. And no late hit. He, who knows? I just pulled a hamstring, stepping in the throw for all we know. Great ball, and even better one-handed grab by 13, and from 12 to 13, they zoom in on his toe. It might be his toe, too, for all we know. His COVID toe, as they called it at one point in time, just to get people to believe what they're all telling us, but he hasn't cut it off yet. He's playing, whether it's hurting him or not, he's going to play through it, tough it out, and now find a running game. And talk about the running game, both these teams, if Mayfield doesn't turn the ball over the 2 times he has, Nick Chubb is right now at least, not a full 60, but 1 quarter in, as he did in the second half last week against the Raiders. And if they would have done more early, like I said earlier, they probably would have won that game. But he's doing enough to beat or put Cleveland in a good spot to score points and be beating Green Bay right now. But, the first drive was his off the screen. He ran it in then from a yard out. Big run on that drive. And it's just all been downhill since the missed extra point by the Browns. And Mayfield's thrown 2 interceptions. So And Green Bay's already capitalized off of the first with a touchdown. Here we go on this drive right now, off of the second. And as we hit the end of the first quarter, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. The Green Bay Packers, the Cleveland Browns on Christmas Day 2021 by a score of 7-6. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Mayfield 6 of 10 for 80 yards passing and 2 interceptions. He's also been sacked once. That was on that drive, of course. Set him up in second and long. And then third and long there, right, was the interception, if I'm not mistaken. And then Rodgers, 8 of 10, buck 1, and a touchdown. That touchdown to become the Green Bay Packers all-time passing touchdown leader was, in fact, to Allen Lazard, who he just hit to close out the first quarter to set up a big 1st and 10 out past midfield. So Myles Garrett, he kicked the outside of the left foot. So what is this? They actually talk it over, shake on it, and they're going to move on. But, I mean, Myles Garrett, he's already hit somebody over the head with a helmet before. He just kicked Aaron Rodgers. Is he turning into the next Ndamukong Suh? Maybe, but now 2nd down and 7 for the Green Bay Packers. 2nd and 2 officially after an 8-yard gain. Excuse me. So I'm sure he's feeling some pain right now, no doubt about it, especially with the cold. But he has. It's just going to depend on how much longer he's going to be able to deal with it for the time being, at least today. And then, you have a extra day off before you play next week, and then it's a few more hours on top of it because you play Sunday night. But passing the flat far side, about a yard or so on the gain. Be 3rd down, 1 a minute into this second quarter play. So they'll get the play call in. I'd run it. 3rd and 1. Why not run it? I mean, you could probably take another deep shot if you want. But you're right now on the outside of field goal range for Mason Crosby. I mean, be about a 54-yard field goal, so you want to get them a few more yards if you can. They'll get the 1st down, so if this drive does in fact end up stalling, at least they'll be in field goal range now and should have a 10-6 lead midway through the second quarter if that does in fact happen. But you've already scored a touchdown off of turnover. Why can't you do it again? Why wouldn't you want to do it again? So 7-6. Here we go, another set of downs for Green Bay. And they lead it 7-6 here. A few minutes into this second quarter play. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. 1st and 10 from the 33. And they'll run an end around. Allen Lazard, he's got a block in Aaron Jones. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds around the 20. Maybe a little extracurricular after, but another new set of downs and a 1st and 10 for Green Bay. Talk about Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams all the time. Allen Lazard's having a pretty good game right now. He is. Who else is going to step up? Dillon in the backfield to the right of Rodgers out of the gun. He'll hand off, and A.J. Dillon going to bulldoze his way to the 12-yard line for an 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2, 12-12 and counting.
Stretch there where he was getting most of the work, and now with Aaron Jones, he missed a game against Minnesota 3 weeks ago. He's now back healthy, and Jones finally reclaimed the workload on Sunday. But 1-2 punch.
2nd and 2, they're running again, and Dillon going to get the first down. That's 3 straight conversions to 1st and 10 for Green Bay on this drive alone. Starting to work the clock towards the tail end of this early second quarter now. As Green Bay about to put Cleveland, if they score again, of course, here, on the threshold of hell, Ellen. And from the 10, 1st and goal. Got 4 shots punched in. He fakes it, and over the middle on the slant, incomplete. Back to the Lizard. He slithered his way into the end zone, but not able to come down with it, incomplete. Very good play action. And held on to it for as long as he could, and just good coverage. Hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. So, 2nd and goal.
It becomes harder on receivers because the bar is high. But Lazard is kind of
2nd goal from the 10.
Rodgers does not like that.
Rodgers, it'll be incomplete. That's a penalty. That's a hold. That's a defensive hold. No penalty. They don't call it. 10 for Adams. Yeah, that's more of a defensive hold than a defensive pass interference. But, I mean, in the end, get another look at it. Probably good no call. So, incomplete. 2 straight incompletions after 1st and goal. Now he got a 3rd and goal. I mean, like I said, stalls, you can't punch it in. Well, you got a good kicker, Mason Crosby. You settle for 3. And Aaron Rodgers caught, touchdown, Packers, Devontae Adams. 13-6, pending the upcoming extra point. And now Rodgers leads Favre by 2 passing touchdowns all time in franchise history. Having just broke and surpassed him on the previous touchdown. 2 passing touchdowns in this first half for Rodgers from inside the 30 to Lazard and Adams. Here's Crosby for the extra point. Kicks up and good. 14-6 Green Bay. 10:47 to play in the first half. Rodgers now 10 of 14, 111 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns. One, of course, to Lazard. The other there to Adams. Lazard has 2 catches, 45 yards in the receiving score. Devontae Adams, 3 of 46 in the catch for 6. So, and now also, there's balance in the running game. Aaron Jones, 4 of 14. A.J. Dillon, 3 of 15. Lazard on that end around also has a carry for 13 yards. I mean, Nick Chubb, 4 carries, 30 yards, and a touchdown. Also, that one big catch for 40 yards in that 50-plus yard play because of the penalty at the end of it, too. The difference is the 2 interceptions by Baker Mayfield. He doesn't turn the ball over, and they hold Green Bay out of the end zone on their drives. They don't capitalize. They're up 6. Should be up 7, but they missed the extra point. Turnovers, they absolutely kill you. Green Bay's now been able to drive twice off both interceptions and been able to capitalize. So Green Bay leads at 14-6 here in the second quarter. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Cleveland just put themselves in a hole, and until they get out of it, they're going to, whether they're laying down, sitting down, sleeping, doing whatever the hell they're doing inside of a hole, they're going to be there until they get the hell out. So, just, you can't turn it over and expect, especially on the road this late in the year, and expect to have a chance to win. So, we'll see what they do when we get back to it. But, I mean, if they continue to just turn the ball over, and it's one-dimensional. There's no running game for them now. And they're down. Mayfield's just going to continue to throw, put the team on his back, and do it all by himself. And okay, if he brings them back, okay, so be it. But if not, this game's going to be over by halftime. If not, early third quarter. So Green Bay's not making it look easy by any means, but just you can't turn the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over. That drive was first down, it seemed like. Just able to move the ball like it's nothing. And so defensively, Cleveland can't get off the field either. But a decent return there. They'll have 3 timeouts, 10:40 in the 2-minute warning to try to drive and do something. Green Bay's going to get the ball back, though, at least once more, maybe hell even twice, by halftime. And then they'll also receive to begin the second half. So I'm not saying it could get ugly here before too long, but it could get ugly here shortly if Cleveland does, in fact, keep it up. You can't turn the ball over. From the 30, 1st and 10, there's a handoff, and Ernest Johnson, he's going to spin and break a tackle and get about 15 yards on that rush. Of course, he's in for Kareem Hunt once again, backing up Nick Chubb. But now both teams working both backs into the game. And, Cleveland's not out of it by any means. It's still early. You're down 8. The difference, yeah, the extra point, but you still turned it over twice, and they scored off of both. And they have scored 14 unanswered, and Green Bay now leads at 14-6. So until you show us that, you can actually do something and not turn the ball over, add on to what you did on your opening drive, but it's been all downhill since the missed extra point, this is how it's going to be for Cleveland, plain and simple. The Browns are sort of going back to the old Browns as we once knew them to be. So they preview, as mentioned from earlier, what's to come tomorrow on CBS and Fox. I'll have to scroll ahead in the guide here in a little bit to see what games are, in fact, on my area at 1 o'clock. I know, of course, at 4 o'clock it'll be Steelers, Chiefs, and then Sunday, Monday Night Football, following Thursday night, this doubleheader today. But still to come tonight, we got the Colts and Cardinals from the desert. That pass is complete to Jarvis Landry, and the former Dolphin. He's going to swim his way to the 16-yard line, and they're in the red zone now, knocking on the door and looking to tie this game up. They're going to, of course, if they score, have to go for 2 to tie it at 14 if they wish. Of course, you could just kick it, play it safe, and take this game into the second half, but what makes you think you're going to make an extra point when you've already missed one today? So, like I said, maybe go for it on a few 4th downs if it comes down to it. Go for 2 if you need to. But here we go. 1st and 10 from the 18. Mayfield under center. And he'll hand off once again to Ernest Johnson. And he gets to the 15 for 3. He's 2nd down and 7. Going to have an update down on the field. No updates from the studio, of course, because this is the only ongoing NFL game right now. We do have some college basketball on. Of course, NBA Xmas 5-game slate continues. The only college football bowl game is, in fact, the Camellia Bowl, and since the 20-13 lead for Georgia State that I mentioned earlier, they've now put Ball State in the second half and lead early 4th quarter, 48-13. So that game is over with. We're going to stick with it, though, until they hit a final score. But that pass on 2nd and 7, complete to Landry again, and now they got a 1st and goal from inside the 5. Looks to be spotted down at the 1. Or excuse me, that was complete to Higgins, 82, not 80. And, 1st and goal. 1st and goal for Cleveland. Knocking on the door. Down by 8. with 7:11, even though Sheets is better, to play in this opening quarter. Out of the eye, play action, roll out near side, and caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Browns. And Harrison Bryant, who caught the lone receiving touchdown last week against the Raiders on that Monday game as well from Nick Mullins. Of course, Chubb had the rushing score. They're right back in it. They're starting fast compared to how they started last week, no doubt about it, even with the 2 turnovers now. But when it comes down to it, you still can't turn it over, because if you don't turn it over and you've done what you've done so far, they're going to go for 2 to tie it at 14. But, and then, of course, you stop Green Bay. Maybe they have a few points, but you have a lead, not trailing, trying to tie it up now. Landry in motion, and Mayfield gets a snap, and it's going to be incomplete, almost picked off. It wouldn't have been worth anything. Not unless, of course, he would have returned it about 109 yards for a 2-point try to lead 16-12, but incomplete. 2 points, no good. Green Bay holds their 2-point lead to 14-12 with 7:03 to play in this first half. So, I mean, Mayfield not playing bad. I mean, it's just the 2 turnovers. Other than that, everything for both teams is, for the most part, been balanced, consistent. You know, it's going to come down to, you know, what defense going to bend, doesn't break. Special teams, along with, once again, not turning the ball over. You can't turn it over. But Mayfield was 10 of 14, 130 yards passing. That touchdown to Harrison Bryant, who has a catch for officially 1 yard. As that, was a goal to go from the 1. So just seemed like more because with the rollout, and of course he threw it. And okay. Mayfield's 10 of 14, 130 yards passing, touchdown and 2 picks. Bryant on the catch. And Nick Chubb 4 of 30 and a score. D'Ernest Johnson 2 carries 20 yards. Jarvis Landry's, along with Adams and Lazard, the go-to favorite targets right now for both these quarterbacks. 3 of 43, 3 of 45, and 2 of 45, respectively. So we have 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown, along with a missed extra point and a failed 2-point conversion. So 14-12 is where we sit at midway through the second quarter. 14-12 Packers on top of the Browns. And we'll get back to it here momentarily. We'll update for stats and scores at the half, preview what's to come tomorrow, and then on Monday night as well, update College Football Bowl season, and see what else there's going to be to talk about on this Christmas. But hopefully everyone's had a Merry Christmas, enjoying their holiday, and thanks for tuning in and listening. But be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links, once again, in the description below. So Green Bay going to have a 1st and 10 momentarily.
Turned it over twice. They trailed by 2. There's the scoring drive. It's Bryant with a 1-yard touchdown catch, but could not connect on a 2-point try. Aaron Rodgers, the rookie, waiting for the kick.
And we'll have a touchback on the kick. 1st and 10 from the 25. Green Bay, their opening drive. Of course, they converted on a 4th and short. Drive ended up stalling. They punted. But since then, they scored 14 unanswered until that last Brown touchdown right there on the replay. And because of the difference, what they missed, extra point, a failed 2-point attempt, they lead by 2, 14-12. Trips top of your screen, 1st and 10 from the 25. Lazard going to be in motion. Play clock at 1. They barely get it off. Rodgers going to dump it off on the screen, complete to A.J. Dillon. And then he's going to be wrapped up, but they should give him enough forward progress for a gain of about 3. And only 2. 2nd down and 8. And Rodgers a little slow. You can tell that toe of his, yeah, stepped on again. The left foot, the left pinky. He's in some pain. So how's his movement going to be the rest of the way? A little miscommunication on the handoff, but they get it off. And on 2nd and 8, about a yard or so, he's lucky enough to be 3rd down. And yeah, he's really hobbling. It's catching up to him now. It is. He's going to continue to play through it, though. As he's said, you know, really get the gist. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. He's going to play. Unless they have to stretcher him off or even in a body bag. Rodgers is going to be playing quarterback for the Packers with this injury. Now, next year and the years to come, that's a totally different topic, but they run a screen, maybe a little bit of a late hit, but probably good no call. Dump off, and Jones on the catch, but nowhere for him to go. 4th down and 8. And, okay, punt, 2 straight scores, punt. So when Cleveland kicks off, as they bring pressure on the punt, almost block it. And Green Bay's not trying to capitalize off of a turnover. Offensively, they haven't been able to move the ball. They haven't scored any points. Rodgers is going to get the jacket on, talk it over with some coaches, but he'll be all right. Brown's going to get it back. 3 timeouts, 4:42 to play in the 2-minute warning here as we near halftime. But yeah, when they're not trying to capitalize off turnovers offensively, they haven't been able to do anything. They haven't. It's like defensively, they have to get a stop or get a turnover to give the offense a reason to do something, because that's just how it's played out right now. I'm not saying that's how it always is or how it will continue, but when you think about it, the truth is the truth. It's a little, hard to argue. So I'll leave it at that, but just, we got a good one on our hands. We do. We're having points scored as hoped. In the end, as always, may the best team win, but as a Steeler fan, of course, I'm pulling for Green Bay. I'm probably going to pull for Cincinnati tomorrow as well. Sweeping the Steelers and then potentially the Ravens with the win. And it won't be Lamar Jackson and it won't be Tyler Huntley. It's going to be Josh Johnson, so they say, who's bounced around the league. He's played in all the lower-level developmental leagues as well the past few years. And the USFL's coming back, so maybe after this year he'll wind up there too. But, Caselli's played all the other ones with the AAF and the XFL and the Spring League and probably that fan-controlled football. I'm not mistaken, wouldn't be surprised in the end either, but he's a good, reliable quarterback. You got to keep it simple, though, and take pressure off of, whoever is playing quarterback for you, whether you're a starter, a backup, future Hall of Famer, or not. You have to find a running game. You have to have a running game. Run the damn ball. 1st and 10 from the 29. And Mayfield out of the gun, 2 backs to his left and right, going to dump it off on a screen to Chubb. This is coming back, though, for a hold. There's a penalty on the play. being thrown in from behind the line of scrimmage, 10 yards. I'll replay it down, 1st and 20.
Here's the call.
But got to hold 10 yards. I'll replay it down. Yep. So on David Njoku, the former Cane. He's battled some injury this year. They already went to the one tight end and Bryant on the touchdown. Why not go back to the other end, Njoku? Working the screen game back into it. Fighting running game with Chubb as well. You know, Mayfield's 2 interceptions. With the missed extra point in the field. 2-point. That's the difference right now. 1st and 20 from the 19. And handoff, Chubb. Nick Chubb. He'll dog his way to the 28. Be 2nd down. No, but of course, I'd like Green Bay to win this. You know, I mean, if Cincinnati wins tomorrow, for the most part, they're probably going to win the division. Because they'd have sweeps over the Steelers and Ravens at that point. With only 2 weeks to go. And Pittsburgh, hopefully, you know, if they take care of business, like I've said past few weeks, they'll be all right. They play at Kansas City tomorrow. I'll watch along reactions. So be sure to tune back in. But they host Cleveland next Monday night in the final Monday night game of the year. And then they go to Baltimore. You know, with Baltimore, with Lamar Jackson's so-called injury right now, whether he's actually hurt or not, or they're resting him, and, you know, trying to get the job done without him. And then, I mean, 3 games decided by a total of 4 points because you decided to go for 2, and, I mean, you tie it up and you win in overtime. You still lose or tie, okay, so be it, but you're just putting yourselves in a hole when you could be sitting pretty. But, you know, maybe Baltimore does something in the playoffs if he comes back. I highly doubt it. You know, both Mayfield and Jackson in that 2018 class, 1 and 32 overall in the first round, both former Heisman Trophy winners. That pass on Austin, 3rd and 16. Mayfield going to crack a cold one and hit Higgins. And they get about 17, 18 yards on the reception and a 1st and 10. Yeah, good play. Just working the sticks. Higgins is now, with both these teams having a running game and 2 receivers to throw to along with the tight ends. Of course, speaking of Allen Lazard and Devontae Adams, we'll take this 2-minute warning. It'll be a 1st and 10, Cleveland down 2 when we return, 14-12. You know, it's Jarvis Landry now or Rashard Higgins for Baker Mayfield to throw it to. And I would think Packer fans, zoom in on Aaron Rodgers once again. When don't they? Especially on his toe, on his foot. I feel safe to say they're probably wishing, hoping for a Christmas miracle that his foot injury doesn't get worse than it is, and hopefully he'll be okay. I mean, he's playing through it. He'll be all right. But in the end, just win. So, just a balanced, good game right now. And we still got another half of football to be played. But right now, with 2 minutes to play, Cleveland's got a 1st and 10. Plus, they still have 3 timeouts. Okay, Green Bay's going to get the ball to receive the second half. But if Cleveland, from the way they started, okay, up 6, but they missed extra point all downhill. After that, until that last touchdown, allowing 14 unanswered, missing the kick, no good on the 2-point, down to 14-12 here. Can get some points on this drive, whether that's a field goal, go up 1, or, you know, score, and, you know, you'd probably want to attempt another 2 to go up 20-14. Okay, even better. And then Green Bay's fighting back in the second half. And then it's, you know, how big of a factor is home field. Green Bay, as mentioned earlier, they're unbeaten at home this regular season. Last year, they lost, of course, in the NFC Championship game to Tampa Bay before the Bucs won the Super Bowl over the Chiefs. But Green Bay, they have not lost at home since that game. I'm not counting the preseason, but they have not lost since that game at home. So as mentioned earlier, they're, for the most part, I don't say unstoppable or unbeatable, but they are because nobody's been able to do it since the Bucs did it. Nice aerial shot of Lambeau in Green Bay with the neighborhood right outside. So a beautiful Christmas. Jesus fucking Christ, Baker Mayfield. Not so beautiful anymore. Another interception. You gotta be kidding me. His third interception in this first half. And now Green Bay's got 2 timeouts in a minute 51, already with a 2-point lead to do something. They score again early third quarter as they'll get the ball to begin the second half. Touchdown and a half or 2 scores. For the most part, probably ball game. But if Cleveland can hold to a touchdown or less, whether that's 1 touchdown, 2 field goals, or nothing at all, they're still going to be in it. So, just stupid. Baker Mayfield, Jesus Christ, man. And then you bitch about this or bitch about that. Like, you got to take responsibility for yourself. And his actions are the reason why they are trailing. The receiver slipped and fell for one, but the pass was thrown behind intent for Landry, and the safety bit and picked him off. Like, come on now. 2nd and 7, complete to Davante Adams, and it's going to be caught for a first down. If Baker's not in Cleveland next year, somebody's going to take a chance on him. I just don't know who. And if somebody does take a chance on him, I feel, there'll be a few teams, he could potentially start for, along with Cleveland. That's, of course, then. This is now. We've got a lot of ways to go now until then. But, really, you think about it. 1st and 10, Green Bay here from the 36. Still 2 timeouts and a short field, complete to Davante Adams. And guess what? He just got back out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop again. A 2nd and short, minute 5, and the 2 timeouts, still a 2-point lead. Taking what the defense gives them. Mayfield, really, compare him to Jameis Winston, probably a backup at best, and reliable at times to be a starter depending on the situation. You simply just can't. He's had his highs, but he's had more lows than he's had ups. You just can't turn the ball over like that. Just unacceptable. It's like, what in the hell are you doing, dude? Like, he's one that, even as mentioned earlier, he does have strong viewpoints. Some, not all, but some of the fame has just gone to his damn head. And they have pieces around him, but he just tries to do too much in the end, and it costs him. So 1st and 10. They do, in fact, call timeout, so they'll have a minute 1 and 1 timeout. New set of downs, though. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah. Back shoulder near side to Davante Adams. Caught. First down. Gets out of bounds as well. Clock's going to stop. And they're inside the red zone with not taking hardly any time off this clock. but knocking on the door now.
And then the back shoulder becomes
Talk about
over the top, and you just simply
execution and capitalization.
nothing you can do.
Like I said with Green Bay, when they don't have a reason to convert or capitalize off a turnover, offense hasn't done jack shit. 3 interceptions, though. 14 points, trying to make it more. From the 12, pass complete near side, Aaron Jones. Clock's going to roll. Under 50 seconds now, 2nd down and 10. They still got 1 timeout, but of course you want to keep that in your back pocket. But they do officially give him a yard, 2nd down and 9. But play it safe at this rate. Don't turn it over. If you have to settle for 3, so be it. But this has, say, DeGuara written all over it. No, they go back to Adams. And then he's going to reach for the pylon, step out, be short. They'll give him the 1st down. 1st and goal at the 1. So more 1st downs left and right. One after another. Making it look easy. Yeah. Like, Cleveland needs to man the hell up and jam these receivers to the line of scrimmage and get a stop or 2 if they're going to want to, want to stay in this game and have a chance to come second half. First and goal. They'll fake it. Rodgers looking for Mercedes Lewis. Is going to tuck it and run and then throw it incomplete. So they got 1 timeout, a 2nd and goal, and 16 seconds. Yeah, his toe is fine. Runs a play action on that. Pump fakes and almost ran it in. Yeah, he's fine. I'm sure he was feeling it a little bit, but he's all right. I'm sure he'll get some sort of shot at halftime. I mean, maybe in the end, he'll say hallelujah. Holy shit, where's the towel? And it'll help him out. We got a flag on the play. But another passing touchdown from Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams. The 2nd and 3rd total today. The other 2, Lazard, of course, to break Favre's record to begin the game. Offsides, penalties declined, touchdown Green Bay. So 3 Baker Mayfield interceptions have led to 3 Aaron Rodgers passing touchdowns. And the Packers extend their lead by 8. It's 20-12. And they still have some time on the clock and a timeout with 12 seconds if they would have needed it. But here comes Crosby for the extra point to make it a 9-point lead at halftime. And the kick's going to be up and good. So it is 21-12 Green Bay. 12 seconds to play. So 1-2, 2-1, 1-2 with a 7-7 team trailing an 11-3, arguably the best team in the league, with 12 seconds to play in this first half. As we near halftime, and Rodgers actually going to run off and head on into the locker room. He's walking, jogging a little bit. TV timeout with the split screen commercials. He's got all day to get off the field and get in the locker room early, so they'll check him out. He'll get some extra time off at home with Baker Mayfield during the commercial, and he's going to need some sort of code. Might have to sell something during the yard sale to get him back in this game as well. Yeah, a little limp, a little hobble by 12, but, Cleveland's probably just going to take a knee here anyway, and they squib it. So the clock's going to roll here on the return, and they'll get to 29. Even with 3 timeouts, only have 7 seconds, so you get 1 play. You can Hail Mary it. Hey, that's my name. Play hook and ladder if you want to, but they'll play it safe here, I'd guess. Take a knee and hit the half. Down 9 because of 3 turnovers. 3 Baker Mayfield interceptions have led to 3 Aaron Rodgers touchdowns. 21-12. They will take a knee to close the half. Green Bay also going to get the ball to begin the second half. So an hour and a half in, we hit halftime. Green Bay on top, 21-12. And they will also, once again, as mentioned, receive to begin the second half. 21-12, Packers on top of the Browns here at halftime on Christmas. Merry Christmas. Baker Mayfield is 11 of 16, 146 yards passing. Has one touchdown, but he also has 3 interceptions. And all 3 interceptions have led to points. All 21 points, I might add, for the Green Bay Packers. 3 passing touchdowns by Rodgers, who is 18-23. $154 and 3 scores. 1 to Allen Lazard, the other 2 to Devontae Adams. Nick Chubb has 5 carries, 38 yards rushing, and a touchdown. Aaron Jones has 6 carries, 20 yards rushing. A.J. Dillon, 4 of 17. And as Harrison Bryant has the passing touchdown, or the passing, the passing touchdown for Mayfield, the receiving touchdown. He has 1 catch, 1 yard, and a score. Jarvis Landry has 3 catches, 43 yards receiving. Nick Chubb, 1 catch, 40 yards out of the backfield. That was on the opening drive, got a penalty on top of it. They ended up scoring. Downhill after that, missed extra point, 14 unanswered. They score, cut it to 2. The difference is still a missed extra point and a 2-point, but really the 3 turnovers. Because they don't turn the ball over. Green Bay can't do anything when they, don't have a reason to drive and score, it seems like. Cleveland's shutting them out for the most part, maybe giving up a few points right now at halftime, but Green Bay's been able to capitalize, and there's your difference, 21-12 at the half. Donovan Peoples-Jones has a catch for 5 yards. Ernest Johnson, 1 of 8. Hooper, 1 of 11. Bryant, 1 for 1 in the score, but like I said, with Adams and Lazard, it's Jarvis Landry and Higgins for Cleveland as the 2 wide receivers to throw to for Mayfield. Landry, 3 of 43, and Higgins, 3 of 38. Devontae Adams has 8 catches, 88 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns. Allen Lazard, 2 of 45 in a score. A.J. Dillon, 2 of 8 out of the backfield. Jones, 3 of 7 out of the backfield. Mercedes Lewis, 2 catches, 2 yards. Josiah DeGuara, 1 for 4. And because of the turnovers, the Green Bay Packers at halftime here today on Christmas. As Georgia State will beat Ball State in the Camellia Bowl, 51-20 your final score. Green Bay leads it by 9.5, 21-12. 3 turnovers, 3 touchdowns, 21 points. Just unacceptable. Unacceptable for Cleveland. So, got to play a little bit harder and smarter. Can't turn the ball over. Just stupid. Just flat out stupid. So those are, in fact, your first half stats and scores, with Green Bay leading at the half, 21-12. We will now, first off, with the only College Bowl game of the day now officially over with. Georgia State with a 31-point win, 51-20 once again over Ball State in the Camellia Bowl. We'll update all the bowl games that have taken place thus far the past week or so, 8 days officially. We were supposed to have the Hawaii Bowl last night, but that got canceled. Officially, I guess you could say Memphis is in fact your winner, but the game was a no contest. Game got canceled. Was never played. But College Bowl season began last Friday. We'll update bowl season, preview what's to come tomorrow and on Monday night in the NFL as well, and then get back to the second half and hopefully continue to have a Merry Christmas. So we'll see if Baker Mayfield can put the team on his back and get his offense back in this game. You just can't turn the ball over. Just right now, he's honestly playing his way out of Cleveland. He is. You think about it. Because if he keeps it up, he's not going to be there. Believe me, he won't. They'll move on. They'll find somebody else. You have to have a quarterback in order to win. He's a decent quarterback. He's not bad, but he's not great. You know, it's a quarterback-driven league. Got to have a quarterback to win. He's won. I get, not necessarily a slow start, but the interceptions, the turnovers, you're killing them. You know, like how they didn't have 12 points until they had 14 points late in the fourth quarter last week. So, I mean, it's changed a little bit. It's speaking for self to an extent, but you still in the end can't turn the damn ball over. Just stupid. Because as they just mentioned here on the halftime show with Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan, and Jimmy Johnson. Not the NASCAR driver, but football coach. You know, Cleveland could be on top right now. No doubt about it. It's the turnovers. It is the turnovers. You can't turn the ball over. Home, away, neutral site, especially on the road, though, this time of year. Fighting for your life. You know, you lose, you're done for. You know, you're going to have to win out and get a lot of help to make the playoffs. It's like the Browns are not necessarily the Browns of old, not yet at least, but just they're not putting themselves in a good spot. They're not. And if I'm a Brown fan, this isn't awesome. This is very frustrating. So, just, you know, unless Mayfield brings them back, they're done for. And somebody just won a goddamn house on Christmas, so congratulations to them. Wow. So they're going to preview actually a few games for tomorrow. We're going to preview Week 16 here in a second, update the bowl season. I'm actually here, give me a second, because I haven't yet. I normally do by this point in time in the week. You know, my guide, though, the past month or so hasn't updated until like last minute, including last week, of course, all postponements. And rightfully so, no doubt about it. But I know what games are tomorrow. I just don't know what games are on in my area other than, you know, what's in prime time and with either the Steelers, Eagles, or somebody else close by. But Ravens, Bengals, Giants, Eagles. And, of course, with the holiday, it's Christmas, so cut me some slack. Both those games are at 1 o'clock. We'll have live watch-along reactions, though, here tomorrow. Steelers, Chiefs at 4 o'clock as well, so be sure to tune back in. And then Sunday football is, in fact, the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins. Still on the outside looking in, but they're done for. They play at Dallas, taking on the Cowboys, and Santa Snoop in the game hype, the preview they're rolling out was the night before Christmas, and well, however, I'm just like that goes. I know how it goes, but now they bring it up. I don't know why I did, because I haven't listened to a word they've said in those video packages highlighting these games for this week. Other than knowing, they were going to give away a house. They do to some ladies somewhere in the U.S., so congratulations to her. But that'll be Sunday Night Football, Washington, Dallas. And then Monday is a big game, too. 2 7-7 teams. It's winner going home, because if you lose, you're going to need a lot of help to stay alive. It's Miami and New Orleans, and unless Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian come off the COVID-19 reserve list, it's going to be Ian Book, the rookie out of Notre Dame, getting his first ever start. And then they signed Blake Bortles to back him up. They've called Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers again, but they both said no. They're enjoying retirement, so we'll see what happens there. But okay, now that I've checked in on that, the Browns here with what's going on. If they can at least find some rhythm and momentum, Baker, does something, doesn't turn it over, okay, maybe they have a chance, but they're going to eventually have to stop Green Bay, too, because they're down. And if I'm the Packers, I'm going to work the clock and run the ball this whole entire second half. Or for a good margin of it, as much as I possibly can. And then go from there. I hope to get some more turnovers. I mean, hell, 3 in the first half, for God's sakes. That has to speak for something. And then on top of that, you've been able to capitalize off all 3 too. So, whether it's a turnover or not, especially though when it's not, Green Bay's got to show some sign of life, because once again, they don't have anything to really do. They can't move the ball. Cannot move the football. But flat out, simply, I'll end it like this. You cannot turn a ball over and expect to win. So I'll leave it at that for the time being. You can take it for what it's worth. But at halftime, it is 21-12, Green Bay on top of the Cleveland Browns. But talk about bowl season, as we're about to begin the second half of play now with the Packers to receive the second half kick. Already with a 9-point lead. So if they score, go up double digits, 2.5 scores at 16, if not 17 if they'd want to go for 2 to play it safe at that point in time. They did that, I believe, against the Rams after a turnover as well. And then they held on to win. But, ball game midway through the third into the fourth quarter. So we're actually, now that we're about, I know I rambled on there, but about to begin the second half. Yes, on Fox with Joe Buck, Troy Aikman on the call. Merry Christmas, everyone, once again. Next commercial break. I promise, believe me, we will update the college football bowl season, the games in the past week or so. Be sure to check out my college football bowl season preview, though, right here on the channel. Was uploaded a little over 2 weeks ago now, but we'll update that along with previewing what's to come this NFL Week 16 following this game here today. And a return to the 25, got a late penalty flag from behind, probably be coming back half the distance. And they'll start back towards their goal line, 1st and 10. Probably going to be a legal block in the back or a hold. During the return, personal foul actually. Half the distance, 1st and 10. So we'll see where they spotted that. But I mean, penalties haven't been necessarily bad. The pinky toe's as good as it can be. So for whatever that's worth, Rodgers is still going to play. He doesn't care. Roll on. Let's play ball. 1st and 10 from the 10. And after the penalty, they'll run a toss. Aaron Jones. And he'll get out past 25-30. 35, 37-yard line. Big 27, almost 30-yard run by Jones on the first play of the second half. Another 1st and 10 for Green Bay. Going to start chipping away at it here, it seems like, with a lead. Run, 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 and work the clock.
Out there in support, and he gets the edge in a nice game.
You have a lead.
Greedy Williams.
Don't do anything stupid. Don't start turning it over yourself, because if you're going to put yourself in a situation like that, give Cleveland a chance. It's, like I said earlier, who's going to be able to capitalize when the game's on the line, and potentially who has the ball last might end up winning this thing. Trips in a bunch near side, 1st and 10 from the 37. Hand off to Jones. And Cleveland's not necessarily having to keep up with them today, but Rodgers just flat out putting it to him. Yeah, poor decisions. No shit, you don't say. You don't say. But now after a 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4. An empty set 5 wide. Rodgers on the slant, complete. Devontae Adams out past midfield. And he'll get to the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. For Go, Pack. Go with a 9-point lead here early 3rd quarter. Thanks for tuning in and listening.
So basically, it's one-on-one on the outside of Devontae Adams. He knows if he can sit hard on it, but Adams gets physical with him off the line of scrimmage. Denzel Ward, and he's able to get inside. Nobody then there. But you try a lot of different things, and every team does. And we talk about it whenever we have the Packers and everything. Wide open, but Rodgers could not get
Number 88, Jawan Winfrey. So a new name on the Green Bay offense. They roll incomplete on the field, saying it hit the ground. Originally thought it was a catch. I couldn't tell you whether it was a catch or not. I mean, I don't think anybody really even knows anymore what a catch is, but play clock winding down. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. He challenges it right at the last possible second. Throws it right in front of the ref. And they never showed a replay of it, and it was hard to tell in live time if it was an actual catch or not. And Green Bay's already 0 for 1 on challenges, so if they... about that, maybe. That's probably more so a better chance. Probably, yeah, more of a catch than the catch that you thought was an incompletion by Cleveland earlier was, but yeah, Packers' final challenge here. They say incomplete. Green Bay's challenging them. See if they have undisputed votes to overturn it, and then we'll get back to it here when we return it. I mean, it looks like a catch, but the call on the field was incomplete. And I think because of that, I don't know if they're going to, I don't think they will have enough to overturn it. I think that'll stand as called as well. And I think it'll be incomplete 2nd down. Now, I'm not going to be shocked if they overturn it and say catch, 1st and 10 Green Bay then at that point in time. But just, as Baker Mayfield turns it over 3 times on bad throws, whether, the receiver, in the end ran the wrong route or, the one was completely overthrown and deserved to be picked off. Just, he's got to make better throws to begin with, but Matt LaFleur challenging. He's lucky to have a lead, because if not, he's going to want those 2 challenges come 4th quarter if something doesn't go his way when the game's on the line, because I don't know what he or who he's talking to that saying, at least for the first one, this one's a little bit closer than the other one was. Because the other one was for sure a catch. I don't know how they saw that was incomplete. This is flipped, though. They say incomplete on the field, and Green Bay's thinking it was a catch. I still don't know what they see that they think they're going to be able to, overturn it. But like I said, once again, this one looks a little bit clearer than the other one was, but still. Because if you don't get it, you're down another challenge, and you'll be out of challenges, and then you're going to be down another timeout. And it's just, there's a line, and you got to walk it. Now, how far you tow it, that's different. But Green Bay challenge. Come back from break after review. Incomplete pass stands. Rolling on the field stands. Green Bay's out of challenges, and they're down to only 2 timeouts now in the second half. So, I mean, it is what it is. You got to play through it, though. Put hard hat back on and go back to work and play through it. You got to play through this. 2nd and 10 from the 40. You can't settle. I mean, you could probably settle for 3 to go up 12, but you can't with the refs. Pass complete to Jones, and he'll get to the 30 for first down. See, 1 play later, you get a first down, new set of downs. So a pointless challenge. You're down on timeout because of it, and out on challenge now for the rest of the game too. But and if you're hearing noise in the background, just some dogs barking. I don't know why the big dog's barking. Never really barks to begin with. But it is Christmas. I'm sure some of the neighbors have friends or family over, but nothing I or anybody other than them can do about it. But back to it here, 1st and 10 from 30. Out of the eye, they run a toss to Jones. And a big hit, but he gets about 5, maybe 6 yards on the run. 2nd down and 4, as they'll spot the ball after a 6-yard gain. But yeah, just you got to play through it. You can't, rely on the refs to bail you out on their mistake. Whether you think the right call was made or not, you got to play through it. 2nd down and 4. And Rodgers hands off. A.J. Dillon. He'll clash his way for a first down. Green Bay's making it look easy. First down at first down at first down day. Not phenomenal by any means, but they've been able to capitalize off turnovers. This will be their first drive if they do score any points. If they've scored more than 0 points on a drive that they weren't trying to capitalize off a turnover on, because the other ones, they punted. 1st and 10 from the 18. And Rodgers will hand off again. A.J. Dillon for, another 3, maybe 4 yards to the 15. Be 2nd down, about 7. Second and 7 officially. Here we go. Rodgers tells whoever the hell is going to come in to sub, stay the hell on the sideline. We're running with who we got in the huddle, whether you like it or not, and we're going to run this play, and we'll see what happens. 2nd and 7 from the 15. Bubble screen and a flat. Josiah DeGuara. That's a good spot by the ref. He didn't get anywhere. They give him about 1.5 yards too. 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 6 officially. There were a few games the past week or so, yeah, and especially Christmas too. It's been chaos all over. So yeah, we've had at least 1 game per day of the week this year, minus Wednesday and Friday unlike last year. The Friday game was actually on Christmas last year with the Vikings and Saints. The Wednesday one was Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but minus those 2 days, we've had now with the Tuesday doubleheader this past week, at least 1 game per day of the week in the 2021 NFL season. 3rd and 6, pass incomplete in the end zone, intended for 81, Josiah DeGuara. And here comes Mason Crosby for a field goal.
As Crosby will try a field goal. They play it pretty well. There was a lot of contact at the end of this play, and I thought there might be a chance.
That's a good no call. He caught it, but then he was out of bounds, so incomplete. Yeah, that's a good no call. As he hit the ground, dropped it. But here comes Mason Crosby for a chip shot extra point. 32, 33-yard field goal, which is an extra point. He's already 3 for 3 on those. This kick's also up and good, so it's worth more than one. Field goal's good, 24-12 now, with a 3-point field goal, and they lead by 12. 24-12 with a little over 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. What's up, buddy? Huh? You doing, big dog? You having a Merry Christmas, buddy? What are you barking about? What's up? Gonna lay down? Play with your toys? Yeah? You got a lot of toys for Christmas, didn't you? You're a good boy. Yeah. Anyways, 24-12. Green Bay here with the field goal. About 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Here we go with updating the College Football Bowl games now. And then we'll preview Week 16 as well in the NFL. And hopefully you'll tune back in tomorrow and on Monday night for more live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. And then also in the near future as well, have to do is that red subscribe button with a notification bell next to it as well. And thank you for tuning in on Christmas and joining me and listening to my NFL Christmas live watch along reactions with Cleveland Browns and Green Bay Packers with a Packer 12-point lead now, 24-12. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. College Football Bowl season began last Friday. It was the Bahamas Bowl and the Cure Bowl. Middle Tennessee State defeated Toledo 31-24 in the Bahamas Bowl, and Coastal Carolina over Northern Illinois by 6, 47-41 in the tail greeter Cure Bowl. So 2 one-score, one-possession wins there. On the next day, last Saturday, in the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky, they defeated App State 59-38. Fresno State 31-24 as well over UTEP in the PUBG Fortnite Mobile New Mexico Bowl. Just the PUBG Mobile New Mexico Bowl. Fortnite, I don't know why, with PUBG having a bowl sponsor for a bowl game. I don't know why they don't, but yeah, where and when is the Fortnite Bowl going to be played at? But Fresno State, the Bulldogs over the Miners, UTEP 31-24. In the PUBG New Mexico Bowl, the Independence Bowl, UAB upset BYU 31-28. A few blowouts now, of course, following Georgia State's win over Ball State during bowl season. Liberty won the Lending Tree Bowl over Eastern Michigan 56-20. The Jimmy Kimmel returned to the 15-yard line as I stopped myself there on the return. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. Utah State was an 11-point winner over Oregon State 24-13. As they actually show some highlights now. And it's the turnovers. It's 3 interceptions by Baker Mayfield to 21 of the 24 Green Bay Packer points. You know, okay, maybe they have a few more points if they aren't able to capitalize, but, you know, Green Bay's up 12-3, maybe a little less, but if they don't turn it over, plain and simple. The turnovers are killing them right now, and that's why they're down by 12 here midway through this third quarter of play. But last Saturday as well, as mentioned, the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. Utah State won that over Oregon State. The New Orleans Bowl, Louisiana Lafayette defeated Marshall last Saturday night. 36-21 officially your final score. Marshall was in the running to replace Texas A&M as well in the Gator Bowl, having then played 2 bowl games if they would have, but they're not going to. It came down to them along with Rutgers and Illinois, and Rutgers gets the nod, and they'll take on Wake Forest on New Year's Eve. But also, this past week in bowl season, the Myrtle Beach Bowl on the teal turf of Coastal Carolina, Tulsa defeated Old Dominion 30-17, excuse me. And then on the blue turf of Boise, from Boise State, Wyoming won the famous Idaho Potato Bowl over Kent State, 52-38. San Diego State won the Frisco Bowl 38-24 over UTSA as both teams finish at 12-2. Baker Mayfield on 3rd and 2, going to scramble, tuck it and run, and gets a first down. So he's going to keep this drive alive for the time being. Almost went down and probably should have went down on the sack there, but able to avoid the sack and decides to run and gets Brown first down. We had 3 straight bowl games from North Texas with the Frisco Bowl, the Armed Forces Bowl, and the Frisco Football Classic on Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then Thursday. Of course, off yesterday. We were supposed to have the Y Bowl, but that got canceled once again. But San Diego State defeated UTSA. Army, on a game-winning field goal, defeated Missouri in the Armed Forces Bowl, 24-22. The Red Hawks of Miami, Ohio, defeated the Mean Green North Texas, 27-14 in the Frisco Football Classic. That was actually the add-in bowl game because, we didn't have originally enough teams or enough bowl games, for everyone that was bowl eligible. And then, Texas A&M, the first to pull out because of some COVID issues and injuries, not being able to fill enough players to play, and then a game canceled on top of it. So, it's going along. We're getting there. This next week going to be a big week for college football bowl season, no doubt about it. Be sure to check out my preview once again as well. But it's dwindling itself down, so to speak, with, from originally scheduled, a few games not being played, a few teams not playing, or the case may be, games are still going to get played one way or another, for the most part. And we roll on here on Christmas, NFL, Browns, Packers as well, 1st and 10, Brownies from the 48, and Nick Chubb on the run. And he'll get to the 38, inside the 40 for a big 15-yard run, and another 1st and 10 for Cleveland. He's not necessarily a little slow to get up, but he gets up holding his left side, his left ribs, it looked like. Taking a big shot, so hopefully he's okay. D'Ernest Johnson to back him up. He's reliable. He's good to go too, but Nick Chubb's their offense when, Baker Mayfield's shit in the bed as much as he's shit the bed today. But Chubb, he looks all right. He'll be okay. 1st and 10, Browns from the 39. And play action, Mayfield, that's pass interference. No, incomplete, intended for Austin Hooper. Yeah, probably good no call. At least they're letting him play today. It's Christmas, for God's sakes. Just go out and play football. No critical for the time being, but we still have 5 minutes and 9 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Just wait till we get the 4th. No crucial penalties when the game's on the line. They're letting them play for the time being, but still. But this is what? 3rd down now? Big 3rd down for Cleveland? 2nd down. 2nd down 10, excuse me. 2nd down 10. And Mayfield will hand off. D'Ernest Johnson. He'll cut back and get 9. They'll have a 3rd and 1. Another big 3rd down. They converted on 3rd and 2 a little bit ago. They're in field goal range, so settle for 3. Okay, so be it. Trading touchdowns and field goals, though, back and forth as this game comes down to it, not going to be enough. And you're just going to be back in that, 9-0 hole, so to speak, because not being able to really cut it any closer than that after 21-12. Now you're down 12. You kick it, you're still going to be down 9 at 24-15. So 3rd and 1, Mayfield. He'll fake the give. And it's caught. Austin Hooper on the reception. Or, excuse me, not 81, 31. That's Andy Janovich, fullback. There's a few teams, including Cleveland. Chiefs, Lions, John Kuhn when he played for Green Bay. To name a few that still use fullbacks in today's game. Baltimore, San Fran, probably the others. A couple more on top of that. But it's a dying breed. It is. 1st and 10 from the 28. Nick Chubb on the run. Run Nick Chubb. He's going to be brought down to the 13-yard line, another 1st and 10. And Nick Chubb now should be right on the cusp of 100 yards rushing. Has over 100 total with that reception earlier. But as Mayfield is 13-19 for $154, a touchdown in those 3 picks. Nick Chubb a catch for 40 yards. On my end, I have Nick Chubb at right now, but in the meantime, we're going to have a false start. They'll back him up 5 yards, 1st and 15. 10 carries for 82 yards rushing and a touchdown. So, 1st and 15 now. Browns under 3 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter, down 12. They need a touchdown now. You can't settle for 3. You need a touchdown. And we'll get back to updating and previewing here in a second, so stay tuned. From the 18. Mayfield incomplete. Intended for Rashard Higgins at the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 15. All right, here we go. Army, as mentioned, won a game-winning field goal over Mizzou in the Armed Forces Bowl 24-22. Miami, Ohio won the Frisco Football Classic 27-14 over North Texas. UCF, as thought, defeated Florida 29-17. And then we're supposed to have the Hawaii Bowl last night between Hawaii and Memphis from the islands, but that game got canceled. So the Camellia Bowl was earlier. We had Georgia State defeat Ball State. And the bowl games will take another day off because of the NFL tomorrow. But they'll get back to it on Monday with Western Michigan and Nevada, along with Boston College and East Carolina in the Quick Lane and Military Bowl, respectively. Be sure also to go check out my bowl season preview. Next commercial break, we're going to preview Week 16, but a big 3rd and 5 for the Browns right now. 2:02 and counting to play in this 3rd quarter. From the 8-yard line, empty set as Johnson motions out top your screen. Mayfield looking to throw, going to step up, and he's going to go down the sack back to the 20. You got to kick it. 4th and long, you got to kick it from the 20. So from here, it's going to be about a 37, 38-yard field goal. Make it another 9-point deficit. Taking it into the 4th quarter, but, Green Bay scores a touchdown, let alone a field goal. This game's over. They get on top by 6, allow 14 unanswered, cut it to 2, and then give up another 10 unanswered. They can't get within 9 or 12 points. 37-yard field goals up and good. Minute 7 to play in this 3rd quarter on Christmas. Merry Christmas. Green Bay leads it by 9 again. 24-15 over Cleveland. Week 16, though, began on Thursday night with San Francisco and Tennessee. Thank you to anyone who tuned in and listened to that live watch along your action stream live here on YouTube. As the Titans won on a game-winning field goal by your final score of 20-17. Right now, a minute to play in the 3rd. Packers 24, Browns 12. Still to come, though, less than 2 hours or so now. Colts, Cardinals in this Christmas doubleheader. A Saturday doubleheader as well in the NFL. We'll have another Saturday doubleheader in a few weeks. That game will be on the NFL Network later tonight. Colts, Cardinals. Lions, Falcons tomorrow. Ravens, Bengals. Rams, Vikings, a rematch with Buffalo, New England from a few weeks back. A great game between Jacksonville and the Jets. Giants, Eagles, Buccaneers, Panthers. Chargers should bounce back after the Thursday night loss last week against Kansas City. They play at Houston against Texans. Seahawks should also bounce back, I would think, again at home against the Bears. Steelers, Chiefs will have live watch long reactions live here on YouTube tomorrow for that matchup, so be sure to tune back in. Broncos Raiders in a matchup of two 7-7 AFC West teams. The loser for the most part probably going to be out of it as well, just like the Monday night matchup with Miami and New Orleans. But Sunday Night Football is Washington and Dallas, as they just met actually, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or so now, and a Dallas Cowboy win on the road. Washington brought their heated benches to Philly. We'll see if they take them to Dallas inside of a dome where they're not going to need them, but all jokes aside, I'm going to pick, as at this rate, I don't even remember who I picked Thursday night, but that was a good game. San Francisco, neither team really, as I said then, deserved to win because Tennessee didn't do jack shit in the first half, but then, they beat them in the second half and found a way to win. Whereas San Fran didn't do a damn thing in the second half, but they had Tennessee right where they wanted them at, but they let it slip. I'm going to pick Green Bay, as I did earlier, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then the Colts, Green Bay on the return here to the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 from there, up 9 again with 1:01 to play in the third quarter. I'm also going to take the Lions, the Bengals, the Rams. It's a coin flip with Buffalo, New England. Give me the Patriots, even though I wouldn't be shocked if the Bills win and they split the season series. And hell, who knows, maybe they even face off and meet in the playoffs again as well. Jaguars, Jets, I don't know why I'm picking that, let alone, a few of these other games, but especially this one, because I have no idea who's going to win this. This game might be 2-0, but it also might be a shootout because nobody's going to play defense. Jacksonville still hasn't won since they fired Urban Meyer, so whether he's coaching or not, they still can't win. They're 5-23 combined on the year, just absolutely pathetic. I'm not even going to pick that. May the best team win. You can let me know in the comments below who you have all winning all these games, but Giants, Eagles, give me Philly. Bucks to bounce back over Carolina. Matt Rule might be fighting for his job. The Chargers to beat the Texans. The Seahawks to beat the Bears. I'm going to call Steelers Chiefs, so no pick for me there, but here we go. Be sure to tune back in. Steelers in the hunt. Kansas City, your number 1 seed. Top of the AFC. As Green Bay is, both could have home field, and hell, who knows, maybe face off in a Super Bowl rematch come February. Broncos, Raiders, I don't want to get, too far ahead of myself with the silver and black. Big win for them on the road last week, no doubt about it. Denver lost at home to Cincinnati, but with that game in Miami, New Orleans, I would hope all 4 teams are going to try to play their best football that they played all year, because they lose, they're done. They can still win out, but they need a ton of help. Give me the Raiders. Give me the Cowboys. Beat the Skins tomorrow on Sunday Football as well. And then Monday Night Football. Dolphins, Saints. Miami, honestly, I don't necessarily should win this game easy. But if they don't win, it's going to be a disappointment, because New Orleans is going to have Ian Book start at quarterback. If Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian are off the COVID list, I'll say this: New Orleans to win. But, with teams that played backups at that quarterback spot because of COVID-related issues, in Cleveland on Monday with Nick Mullins, and then Washington on Tuesday with Garrett Gilbert, both teams lost. And now New Orleans, along with Baltimore, who's going to start Josh Johnson, with Jackson still out, and even, Tyler Huntley, so it might be 0 for 4 by the end of the week, among a few others that I'm probably not thinking about right now. But, of course, as always, just hope for good football. Got a decent game here today, 24-15, under a minute to play here. This will probably do it for the third quarter. Actually, no, it won't, because of the incompletion. The clock's going to stop. And Green Bay up 9. We'll have a third 19 with 19 seconds to play. So at least going to have to snap it once more, but contingent on Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian still being out, I'm going to pick Miami to win on Monday Night Football. But be sure to tune back in also for live watch-along reactions of NFL Monday Night Football, the next to last Monday game of the year. Also have the last one with Cleveland-Pittsburgh early January. But also WWE Monday Night Raw, as we're a week away from WWE Day 1 next Saturday night. Hopefully tune back in for that as well, along with earlier in the day, less than a week from now, as we get the end of the third quarter. Here on Christmas Day, Packers lead at 24-15 over the Browns. We'll have college football, live watch-along reactions as well, with the college football playoff next Friday on New Year's Eve. And then also at noon next Saturday, the 2022 Outback Bowl from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, Australia. It'll be the blue and white Penn State Lions and the Hogs from Fayetteville, the Arkansas Razorbacks. So be sure to subscribe. Easiest way in fact to stay up to date is on social media. So be sure to scroll down, check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe right here on YouTube. And thank you for tuning in and listening. So, as we hit the end of the third quarter here, 15 to play. Green Bay on top by 9 again, 24-15. They have a third down, right? Third and 19, if I'm not mistaken. Or did they? Well, yeah, clock ran, didn't it? Yeah. After that incomplete pass at the end of the third quarter. I mean, if not, it's fourth down unless they got the first and I didn't see. And, a few scenarios to play out from there. But, those are your stats and scores, your bowl update, and your preview for Week 16. But at the end of 3, as the Packers lead 24-15, Baker Mayfield's 14-21, 164 yards passing, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Those 3 interceptions led to 3 Packer touchdowns for 21 points. They don't turn the ball over along with everything else going the way it did. I mean, you probably want to give Green Bay a few more points, but who knows how many. Hypothetically, Cleveland's on top 15-3. Going into the fourth quarter on the road on Christmas. And then Rodgers and the Packer offense, along with their defense, need to step up. They need to make plays. But they have a 9-point lead. Quick third quarter. They're starting to work the clock. They are. You can tell they are. Yeah, they'll have a 4th and 11 to begin the fourth here. Up 9. So they're going to punt. Rodgers is 22 of 30, 191 yards passing. And all 3 Baker Mayfield interceptions went to 3 Aaron Rodgers touchdowns. 1 to Allen Lazard and the other 2 to Devontae Adams. And on 4th and 11 to begin the fourth and final quarter play on Christmas, Green Bay on to punt. Still got Indy and Arizona to come later on, and I'll let everybody know tomorrow who, in fact, won that game. But thank you for tuning in right now and listening. So, the crossover on Christmas with an AFC North and NFC North team. Green Bay looking to sweep the division, as they've already swept the NFC West this year as well. Arguably the best team in the league, sitting at 11-3, number 1 seed in the NFC. As I mentioned earlier, it's Progressive versus State Farm as well with Mayfield and Rodgers. So, down 9, Cleveland. You got to do something. And that doesn't mean turn it over either. You got to do something. So, 1st and 10 from the 28. They're going to work out of the empty. Chubb actually going to motion back into the backfield to the left of Mayfield. Left to right across your television screen right on a dial. They're going to run a trick play, handoff, and then end around. And Schwartz again. He's going to lower his shoulder and get about 13 yards on the run. So, I mean, they go back into the playbook with a play they ran earlier, and it worked out in their favor. Second time's a charm there. Another first down for Cleveland, and a good start. Of course, if they score, good block by Mayfield too. But if they score along with, getting the 2-point, but hell, they already missed an extra point and a failed 2-point conversion as well. They're still going to be down 1 late in the game. Even with timeouts, 2-minute warning, it still might not be enough. Defensively, they're still going to have to get another stop if they do something now on offense. But Green Bay's on defense, trying to stop them on offense. So a few yards around there by 2-4, and Chubb gets the Browns to 2nd and 7. So maybe a little bit of face mask too. Maybe not. Second down and 7. I mean, I would think when you're wrapping up somebody on a tackle, and you're up there by the helmet trying to bring him down with the face mask or the horse collar, I think he realized, okay, I'm touching the face mask. Don't grab now. Don't pull, because it's a penalty. Another interception. Nope. Dropped. Wow. That for sure, I think, would have sealed it. Because Green Bay, every time they got a turnover, they've been able to score a touchdown. 3 points for all the other drives. Not having anything to do. But 3 points is 3 points, and it's not a 6 points, 9-point lead. That's a little more than a touchdown. That's not 6-7, that's 9 points. That's not getting up a touchdown. You're down then. That's if you give up a touchdown on 2 point, you still lead by 1. So 3rd and 7 from the 45. That's caught. Higgins on the reception for 9. Cleveland wearing their throwback uniforms here today. Hence the numbers on the side of the helmet and the old school brown elf logo that I use in the graphic for the stream today as well on social media. This is a 1965 NFL Championship rematch on Christmas. Mayfield going to go deep. And it's going to be caught by Donovan Peoples-Jones at the 5-yard line. Then they say incomplete. They roll it dead, incomplete. This might be worth a... Yeah, okay, that's dropped. Big catch, but nope. I was going to say that could be worth a look and potentially a challenge, but he caught it and then just dropped it and fell to the ground, and then he caught it again. But that's an incomplete pass. And the ref was right there to see it, and that's why he signaled it incomplete. So, incomplete, 2nd and 10. $12:34 to play. Play clock at 5. Landry in motion. They really haven't gone to him in the second half a lot. Handoff Nick Chubb. 4-yard run for him. Just keep chipping away at it. Eventually he'll break one off. They need to go back to their screen game, though. So do the Browns. I feel they do. I mean, Njoku, I don't think he even has a catch, for God's sakes. Bryant has the 1 catch for 1 yards and a touchdown, but they really haven't gone to their tight ends here today. Trips in a bunch near side, 3rd and 7 from the 43. I mean, like I said, though, it's been the 2 receiver set for both quarterbacks. For Mayfield, of course, Landry, who they go to for a first down there on a reception of 10, along with Rashard Higgins, and then for Rodgers, it's been Adams and Lazard. So just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually, you should score some points. I mean, it's not necessarily a slow start today by Cleveland. They did put themselves in a hole. They've found ways to come back, but even when they do come back, they're still cutting it a little too short because they're still down. It's the turnovers that have killed them. Mayfield complete to his fullback and Janovich again. 3-yard reception. Be second down and 7. I wonder who Troy Aikman's going to pick in that game. I'll let you know who I picked in that Holiday Bowl, along with all my other bowl games as well. Just be sure to go check out my bowl season preview. Second and 7, Mayfield looking to throw. Very late whistle and then a penalty. Going to have a false start and they'll have a 2nd and 12. 10.5 to play. Down 9, and now they're starting to go the wrong way. Backing themselves up, starting to shoot themselves in the foot again. Penalties and turnovers. Penalties and turnovers. Absolutely kill you. Second down 12 after the penalty. Yep, exactly. At least somebody agrees with me. From the 33, Mayfield going to step up, and Baker Mayfield, for the 4th time today, goes down another sack. Make it 5th, excuse me. And they'll have a 3rd and long. Pie on Christmas. 3rd and 14 for the Browns, down 9. One of those days for Cleveland. They're there, but they're not there. Another empty set. He pump fakes and another sack. Down goes Baker Mayfield again. And that's a crucial sack. You can't take a sack in that situation. Now you're on the outside of field goal range, and you either got to punt or decide to go for it here on 4th and a mile. And with 3 timeouts, down 9, even with a 2-minute warning, you still got to punt because you don't get it. You're going to give them a short field. You throw in the white towel now, but 4th and 2, you don't get it. Or even if you do punt, and, with that time's going to tick off, game's over, whether they get this here or not, I think. Well, they get a free play, 4th and 22. They're going to blow it dead, though, and offside by the Packers. Okay, so they'll have 4th and 17, but still, they need 18 yards for a first down. Unless they got something over the middle. Yeah, just Green Bay's defense now putting it to them. Before the snap, actually a false start, no offside. So 4th and 27 now. You still go for it or you punt? Because if you go for it, don't get it, game's over. You punt, they're going to take up time. You're going to call your timeouts. You're down 9 as it is. Game's over. This game's over. There's no way in hell Cleveland comes back and wins this now. Unless they continue to go for it here on 4th and 27, somehow get it and drive stays alive. They're going to punt. So they throw in the white towel now with 9:06. They still got 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. So if they can get off the field, okay, maybe. But Green Bay's used to working clock and with very loud "Go Pack, Go" chants now on Christmas. Used to, on scoring drives, taking up 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. There's 8:57 to play, so 24-15 Green Bay is your score. But, yeah, like I said there, 4th and whatever it ended up being. Whether you decide to go for it or punt, unless you get it. Because if you don't get it or you punt it away, This game's over, and Cleveland's going to lose. They get a turnover, get a stop on defense, score quick, okay, maybe, but I highly doubt it. I mean, I've seen crazier shit happen. And it is Christmas, so maybe a Christmas miracle for Cleveland's in the works. But this game's over. This game is flat out over with. With under 9 to play, Green Bay's going to win it. If they end up losing, I'll eat my words, but I think we can all agree, be in agreement, unless you're a Brown fan, but you'd probably still agree in that matter too, because, well, the Browns are the Browns, for God's sakes. They've been playing better past few years, but they're still the Browns. You know, they're not the Packers, they're not the Steelers, they're, hell, not even any of the other 30 teams in the league. They're the Browns. They're not the Jaguars or the Jets or the Bears, though, but they're the Browns. But at the same time, everybody's different, so it is what it is. Yeah, this game's over. There is no way. I don't think there's any way. My opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, though. You can let me know yours, comments below, but no. Because like I said, 4th and whatever it was, you go for it, you get it okay. But if you don't give it, you give them a short field, you punt, you make them drive on you, they're just going to work the clock. And you're already down 9. Not 8 or 7 or even less. Maybe if that's factored into it, sorry for technical difficulty there with the buffer disconnect and reconnect, but thank you once again for tuning in and listening. From Titletown, USA, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Packers up by 9 here, 24-19. It's 9, okay? You have, or you need, a touchdown, a 2-point, along with something else on top of that to find a way to win with little no time remaining, even with timeout. So odds stacked against them. Now a 7-yard pickup there for Green Bay, 2nd and 3. There's no way Cleveland wins this game. None. With 8:14 to play, another run up the middle will be 3rd down and 1. They show us the first ever Aaron Rodgers passing touchdown. This would have been the week after Thanksgiving, or on Thanksgiving, it looked like. That was to Greg Jennings back in 2007, and 14 years later, another 442 passing touchdowns. He breaks Brett Favre's franchise record as they took a 7-6 lead and really haven't looked back since. Toss near side on 3rd and 1. The Browns defense holds. They get off the field, no gain on the play. Problem is for Cleveland, they're still down 9. Okay? They're still down 9. You have the extra point that he missed. Well, you're not going for 2, so you have another extra point. And you're down 7. But if you have those 3 points and everything else goes the way it did, you're down 6. And a touchdown wins it for you. They almost blocked the punt, but they don't. Fair catch, signal 4th to 23. 1st and 10, Cleveland from there. Well, 1st and 10. 6:41 to go. Cleveland down 9, 24-15. They need a touchdown, a 2-point, an onside kick for the most part, with even 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, a little no time left at that point in time, and a field goal to win it. It's doable, but they haven't shown. They have, but they haven't. You got to give them some credit, but that game on the line here, they can go out and do what they got to do to win the game. So until then, I'll digress and say once more, Green Bay leads it by 9, 24-15, with 6 minutes and 41 seconds to play. The only thing that's going to help out Cleveland right now is if they'd score quick. Hell, even a field goal. If you sell for 3, that's fine, because they need a touchdown late. I mean, I'd rather be in position, though, you score first, then you kick a game winner with no time left. Win's a win, though, in the end, anyway. That's all anybody ever remembers. But if they can score quick, potentially go off the field again on defense, Green Bay's going to be in a spot then, too. You have 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Plus a sideline. Use them. They're your friends. So we'll see how this plays out, but I don't think Cleveland's going to have enough to pull this one out on the road. Down 9 right now. And you know what? We haven't had, but almost had there a little bit ago. We had 3 of them in the first half. Almost had one in the late third, early fourth quarter there by Baker Mayfield once again. And that's another turnover. That's an interception. Don't be surprised if Baker Mayfield turns the ball over here and costs them the team the game, and Green Bay holds on to win. So as we hit the top of the hour, very quick game. We're only with halftime as well. Only about 2.5 hours in. And with another 6.5 to play, hell, we might not even have a 3-hour game here today. I mean, I would think we will in the end. They'll run a little extra commercial break, maybe extend the 2-minute warning by another couple minutes or so. Maybe if there's injury, okay. But, I mean, you think about it, because I have a little bit recently. I mean, the past 2 weeks or so, all these games coming down to the wire, for the most part, all the streams I've had, and lucky enough to have come down to the final play, they've all been quick games, all been very fast. 2nd and 2, they run a screen. Nick Chubb gets the Brown first down and also gets out of bounds. So 1st and 10, 5:45 to play. They're still down 9, though. It'd be a different story if, even with them turning the ball over, that missed extra point, speaking of injury, there's a Packer down. Hopefully he's okay. But if Cleveland has that missed extra point, they're not going for 2. On their second touchdown, they're kicking it again. They have both of those. They're down 7 right now. And a touchdown ties this game. But, of course, that's not how it played out. This is how it's played out, and they trailed by 9. So I'll leave it at that. They'll take a TV timeout with the injury. Get back to it 1st and 10. Cleveland down 9 again. On Christmas on the road. 24-15 against the Green Bay Packers.
Good start to the drive, but the Browns were in field goal range the last time they met. 2nd
First and 10 from the 45. Maybe a little movement up front. Mayfield looking to throw. It's going to be caught by Higgins. That's a 10.5, 11-yard reception. Another first down for Cleveland. They're going to move the sticks. Ball to 35.
First down for Cleveland with just over 5 to play.
Mayfield going to go deep. Donovan Peoples-Jones, it's incomplete. A little too much for him. A little too much. He had to dive for it and couldn't come down with it. Incomplete. Second down 10.
Has had a couple chances now. He's their deep ball guy that they go downtown with.
Yeah, just a little too much for him.
Earlier would have been a heck of a play down the field that he got his hands on. But they just have not been able to connect with him in this game. But right now at the 35-yard line,
Cleveland's either going to do something here or they're going to turn it over again. I don't know what, though. Second and 10 from the 35. I just have that feeling. Like it's either going to be a good thing happening for them or a bad thing happening for them. That's incomplete 10 for Chubb out of the backfield. Third down and 10. Here's a big third down. I mean, you don't get the first down. At least you get some yardage on this play, and you kick a field goal, and you're down 6. You get off the field on defense again. 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Maybe a little bit more, less than that, if you can get off the field. Touchdown wins it for you. Even with everything that's, gone wrong for you today. From the 35, third and 10. They'll run it. And probably a good decision to run it. Dearness Johnson going to get the first down. He's still rolling. Going to be brought down 4-yard line. First and goal, Cleveland. So they catch the Packer defense off guard with a simple draw. Yeah, that's a great call. I mean, I think he was going to settle for 3. Maybe a little bit of a hold up front, but, he breaks the run and gets a first down. Now you got to punch it in for 6. You can't settle for 3, but if it comes down to it, you still kick it. Touchdown Browns. Baker Mayfield with a passing touchdown to Schwartz, and he's going to do the Lambeau leap in Green Bay on the road to some Browns fans. And now down 3, you kick it because a field goal then wins it for you. But whereas if you have the extra point, and whether you still decide to go for 2 or not, but an extra point or 2-point there, I mean, this game's tied right now with 4.5 to play. So Rodgers is going to have to do something on offense. Extra point up and good. Make it 24-22 Green Bay. Wow. Not going away just yet are the Cleveland Browns. Sticking with it. Yeah. You got to give them credit. I mean, just think they don't turn the ball over. I mean, they're blowing out the Packers on the road on Christmas, for God's sakes. Because Green Bay only has 3 other points to show for it. And this game's for sure over, and, everybody's leaving. So, here we go. Rodgers and the Packer offense, no doubt about it, they're going to have to make some plays. Going to have to make some plays. What about a safety? Tie this sucker up at 24. Just saying. But what about a safety? Wouldn't that be something? Touchback, first and 10 from the 25. They'll go back to Christmas Day, 1971, 50 years ago, to this very day, as Christmas is always on December 25th. It was, I think they show this every year anymore on Christmas. I think we talked about it last year as well. At the time, and still is, because of the 2 overtime win, anymore, games are going to end in a tie at the end of the first overtime. If they end in a tie, you don't play until you have a winner, unfortunately, unless it's playoffs. That was the longest ever NFL game in history between the Chiefs and Dolphins. A.J. Dillon out of the backfield on the screen. He gets 6 yards on the reception. 2nd down and 4 for Green Bay. You got to work this clock. You have a 2-point lead. It's still a lead, but you have a 2-point lead. You're at home. I mean, both teams have been able to run the football. Both teams have opened up the play action. I think Baker's done a little bit better job at that than Rodgers has today, but he still has 3 interceptions, and Green Bay's been able to capitalize off of it. So, 2nd and 3, work this clock, don't snap it until you have to. They might have got him to jump offside as well. They get the first down anyway, so penalty would have been declined. 1st and 10, Green Bay. They can take this to about 3 minutes before they have to snap it again. I mean, really, if they want to, they probably could take a 2-minute warning and make sure whether Cleveland has all 3 timeouts or not remaining at that point in time or not, we'll see. But, I mean, they just need to get a few more first downs. There's a 1-second differential between the game clock and play clock with 3:10 to play. Out of the gun, Rodgers looking to throw. Why are you looking to throw? That pass is incomplete. Run the damn ball. 10 for Devontae Adams. Someone was picked off. No, that's not a catch and a fumble. That's incomplete. I mean, for Cleveland, I want to be bad looking at it just to play it safe. He never had control of it, though. That's incomplete. Why are you throwing the damn ball, though? Run it. Work the clock. You have a lead. And if you can run the ball when you need to in this 4th and final quarter with a lead and make them call their timeouts and take it down to as far as you possibly can, you're going to win. You're going to win. Don't blow it. 2nd and 10 from the 38. That's a false start. They let it go, though. Rodgers looking to throw. That's caught on a screen. Okay, so clock's going to roll. Be 3rd down. Cleveland would probably be smart to call a timeout here. Unless they'd want 3 timeouts under the 2-minute warning to do something. Be 3rd and 6. They're going to let it roll for the time being. There's about an 11-second differential now between the game clock and play clock. 2:38 to 27. And they're going to let it go down until they have to snap it at probably about 2. And Jones is injured on the sideline. Not until about probably 2:14. That's a false start. They let that slide. Rodgers looking to throw. It's caught and dropped by Adams. And with 2:14 to play, that play ends. They had another 7 seconds to snap the ball. And that's a catch and a drop. Now their defense going to have to make a stop because Cleveland's going to get it back. Down by 2 on the road with 2+ minutes and the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts to go here this afternoon. And the Packers are on a punt again. So the Packers do, in fact, end up losing. They're on drives when they're not trying to capitalize off the turnover. They're only going to have 3 points to show for it, and not doing enough in those situations is going to cost them the game. From the 16 on the return, Cleveland gets to the 25. Baker Mayfield with 2:05, 3 timeouts and a 1st and 10, needing 75 yards for Pater. Okay, touchdown. I mean, you give Green Bay the ball back down more than 1 with 2 timeouts, if any at all, you're going to be sitting pretty. But really, Baker Mayfield, don't turn the ball over. Do not turn the ball over. All you have to do, though, is get your team in field goal range for the win. We might have another game-winning field goal to close this game out. They're going to run it. Halfback draw to Nick Chubb. And Chubb gets 3 yards to the 28. And we hit the 2-minute warning. 24-22 Green Bay. 2nd down and 7 for the Browns when we return. They have 3 timeouts. The Packers have 2. It's back to those challenges, remember? I mean, challengers or not, couldn't challenge under 2 minutes to play anyway. But remember, both challenges were iffy. You know, I don't know what they were thinking to begin with. The one was in the first half, but this second half one in the third quarter, they lost it as well, and they don't lose it or they don't even challenge it. They have 3 timeouts, but because they lost it, charge timeout, of course, they have 2. So that might be a difference. I don't know about the difference, but a difference potentially down the stretch here. And just you got to give credit to Cleveland if they find a way to win this game, no doubt about it. I mean, every dog has its day, no doubt about it. It seemed like it was theirs for, and myself included, probably counting them out a few too many damn times. But they've found a way to, get themselves back in this game, and they're in a good spot. And like I said with Mayfield, all he has to do is not turn the ball over. He turns the ball over, if they don't call any timeouts before then, they might get the ball back, but I don't know. We'll see. But if he turns it over and Green Bay gets a first down or 2, ball game. But all he has to do is get his team in field goal range. All they need is a field goal to win it. They're down 2. A field goal's worth 3. But go back. Okay, we'd be tied right now at 24 if they made, after their opening drive touchdown to begin the game, that extra point to go up 7. There's 1 point, 24-23. They make that there. They're not going for 2 on their second touchdown to cut it to 2 on a 2-point attempt rather than kicking it. They're going to kick it. Okay? You make that, that's another 2. You add 22 and 2, you get 24. You'd be tied at 24 right now. And a field goal would still win it for you. So with all that being said, they've still sort of, in the end here, done enough to put themselves in a good spot to find a way to win this game. So, special teams. Turnovers and special teams, folks. That's what this game has revolved around. Baker Mayfield, do not turn it over. All you have to do is get your team in field goal range for the win. 2nd and 6 from the 29 and 2 minutes to play. Hand off Nick Chubb. And he'll get a first down to the 39 on a gain of 10. Clock's going to roll. Green Bay with 2 timeouts. Remember, 2, but should be 3 timeouts because of that challenge they lost. They don't have a timeout there. They're going to go hurry up. Another handoff, Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb, Jolly St. Nick himself, might, in the end here, give Cleveland the Browns the win if he can get them in field goal range, or hell, even running in for 6. Mayfield looking to throw. It's incomplete. Intended for Njoku. Adrian Amos on the coverage. 3rd down and 6. Yeah, behind on the pass. And you got to make that throw. 3rd and 6 here. This might be your ball game. They'll go for it on 4th down, I would think, if they don't get it. Even with 3 timeouts, and they should probably punt and call those timeouts, but then you get the ball back with no time driving the length of the field. 3rd and 6, they run a screen out of the backfield, complete to Nick Chubb. Great play call right there. And they get a first down. No. That's close. Game of inches, that's a first down. They're going to bring Chang out for a measurement. Clock's rolling, 54 seconds. They'll add a few more seconds back on the clock. Under a minute to play here. But, ooh, shit, that's close. I think that's a first down for Cleveland, I do. 1:01 on the clock, so they add, 7 seconds back? That's a first down. Not 1:54, 1:01, thank you. You don't want to give him enough time. But then you don't want to give Rodgers a lot of time either if they even do get the ball back. Because we've seen what he's been able to do in situations like that. They're going to measure. They have to go the width of the field for this measurement. From one sideline to the other. It's a game of inches. It's either going to be 1st and 10 or 4th and inches for the Browns. Down 2 with 1:01 to play. And that's a first down by a half a football.
And it's a first down.
That's a good spot. That's a good call.
They still got their 3 timeouts.
They got 3 timeouts in a minute 1 and a new set of downs. Down 2. If they don't score, I mean, come on now. Yeah, I'd continue to run the football too. I'd run Nick Chubb. I would run Nick Chubb. And Rodgers can't do anything about it. He's sitting on the damn sideline. It's his defense. But offensively, when they're not trying to capitalize off of turnovers, offensively, they haven't been able to do jack shit today. First and 10 shooting from midfield. Mayfield near side, incomplete. Intended for Njoku. 2nd down and 10. Back to 54 seconds. 24-22, under a minute to play. Cleveland still has all 3 timeouts. I don't know why you're not running it. I mean, you could probably go for the dagger here as well if you want to. Nail in the coffin, take a deep shot, but you don't want to turn it over. You play it safe. Mayfield already with 3 interceptions. All 3, though, were in the first half. He's played better the second half, got him back to being down by 2, but they should be tied right now. Honestly, they should be tied right now. Turnovers and special teams. They run a screen and it's almost picked off, incomplete. 3rd down and 10. And here's another big play coming up. Might be the play of the game.
He picks it up. He notices it right there. That's what's happening. He's able to get back underneath. Make a play on the
3rd down and 10, 50 seconds to play. Talk about home field advantage. There's Matt LaFleur trying to get the crowd into it. From midfield, down to 3rd and 10 with 50 seconds. Mayfield going to step up. It's going to be picked off again. Guess what? He throws his 4th and final interception, and Merry Christmas. Green Bay is going to win it. However, even with 3 timeouts, there's still 43 seconds left. I mean, there's a 3-second differential. Mayfield complaining again. Where's the penalty? First ever 4 career interception game by Mayfield in his NFL career here today. And not a worse time it could have came on Christmas, especially on the road. And yeah, he's going to want a few of these passes back, no doubt about it. And just the turnovers killed him. They still did enough late to get themselves in a spot, but the turnovers absolutely killed them. Cleveland can call their timeouts. They will. Going to still try to get the ball back, but there's not going to be hardly any time. I mean, maybe a return, and then maybe have a play, but Green Bay gets 1 first down. This game's over. From the 46, Rodgers going to hand off. A.J. Dillon going to get, should have been brought down after a yard gain, but he sneaks his way through for about 6. And 2nd and 4. So both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, 39 seconds to play. And we're about an hour or so away from kickoff, less than that now actually, with the Colts and Cardinals over on NFL Network. But be sure to tune back in tomorrow for live watch longer action Steelers Chiefs live right here on YouTube, and also Monday night for Monday Night Football on WWE Monday Night Raw. Yeah, Cleveland has an argument on that now that I see that replay. That's a defensive hold. But the thing is, they've let him play all day. These officials not really trying to control the game for the first time in a while. No call. They don't throw the flag. You got to play through the penalties. There's your first down. There's your ball game. Well, they actually mark them short. It'll be 3rd and inches. Brown, 2nd timeout. They got 1 left. 33 seconds. So here's your game. If Green Bay gets a first down on this 3rd and inches, the game's over. They force a punt. Cleveland's going to have to drive the length of the field unless, Green Bay, knowing Aaron Rodgers isn't hard count, drawing them off sides. For hell, they run a fake punt. Don't know why the hell you would. You punt, pin them deep, make them drive, no time left, no timeouts. Field goal still wins it for them, but here's your game right here. 3rd and inches, they get a first down, ball game. Green Bay wins at 24-22. If not, Browns timeout, Green Bay punts. Baker Mayfield's got another shot. and they jump off sides on 3rd and inches, there's your game right there. That's an automatic first down. Not unless they say false start. That's an offside, though. Just stupid. Penalties and turnovers. I tell you what, in special teams, they kill you if you don't execute. Offsides. Game's over. Packers going to win on Christmas. 24-22 over the Cleveland Browns. Wow. Just... Come on, man. What the hell? Cleveland going to drop to 7-8. They'll play at Pittsburgh next Monday night. But even if they win out, they're going to need a lot of help to make the playoffs. So I think safe to say they're done for. Green Bay on the flip side, as Rodgers takes a knee. Cleveland's final timeout ain't going to do anything anyway, so they're going to call it. So as the final seconds tick off, post-game handshake with Matt LaFleur and Kevin Stefanski. Packers win at 24-22 to get to 12-3. They'll stay atop the NFC. Number 1 overall seed. They have home field for the time being come playoff time, but there's still 2 weeks to go. Still a lot of football left. The first of the doubleheader on this Saturday, this Merry Christmas 2021, is in the books. Rodgers all smiles after the win as Green Bay holds on to win it 24-22. Yeah, he breaks Brett Favre's Packers franchise record for most all-time passing touchdowns by a Packer quarterback today as well. He threw 3 of them. The first broke the record to Allen Lazard, the other 2 to Devontae Adams, but all 3 of his touchdowns were off of 3 Baker Mayfield interceptions. They don't turn the ball over. Green Bay offensively, not driving, not, having to do anything, not having a reason, so to speak, with trying to capitalize. They had 3 points to show for on offense. They would have got their ass kicked if they didn't have 4 interceptions off of Baker Mayfield to seal it in the end. Cleveland ran the ball well. Both teams did. We'll get to the stats here in a second. And thank you for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Even with the turnovers, the 4th one sealed it for sure. And then they jumped off sides. It was penalties, turnovers, and special teams. The reason why the Browns lost today. Plain and simple. Because they missed an extra point to begin the game. They go for 2 on their second touchdown. They have that made extra point. They're not going for 2 and they're kicking it. That kick's probably also up and good. There's 2 points right there, and we're tied at 24. Regardless of how this plays out, maybe, Rodgers gets them in field range. He probably does, and they probably win it. But if not, we're going to overtime. But we're not. Packers win at 24-22. They were able to capitalize off turnovers, but offensively, other than that, not really having a reason to do so. They didn't do anything on offense other than, get a field goal. So Cleveland, hypothetically, then, of course, would have won, no doubt about it. But they didn't. Green Bay did. 24-22, your final score. Cleveland, with all the penalties, the turnovers, and the special teams mistakes, with the missed extra point, the failed 2-point conversion, they did put themselves in a good position late, but it just wasn't enough, and then they turned it over again. So Green Bay, really, a win's a win. They really didn't deserve to win, though, to be honest with you. Whereas Cleveland really didn't deserve to win or even lose, because, I felt Cleveland, even as a Steelers fan, they played a more complete game from start to finish, but the turnovers absolutely killed them. 3 interceptions led to 3 touchdowns, 21 points. And they lose by 2. So do the math, okay? There's a big gap in between that. You don't turn the ball over. You don't commit stupid penalties and miss kicks. Penalties, turnovers, and special teams. Probably not in that order. I mean, if you'd have to place them, it'd be turnovers, special teams, penalties. Probably 1, 2, 3 down the line. That's why they lost. So, I mean, a pretty good game, but just the turnovers. They kill you, man. They absolutely kill you. Packers win. Browns lose. Your final score, 24-22. Baker Mayfield in the loss was 21 of 36 for 222 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 5 times and then threw 4 interceptions. So credit to the Green Bay Packer defense. Regardless of the Rodgers 3 passing touchdowns, breaking the record as well on top of it, defensively, the Green Bay Packer defense won him the game. In the end, they won him the game because they picked him off for a 4th and final time. 21 points off turnovers, but down the stretch, they're going to have to do more. I'd hope to God they do more on offense, but yeah. For the most part, I mean, they're 12-3, yeah. We'll look at the playoff standings at a later date. We just did a little bit the other night. But this was a crossover. We've got a crossover coming up, AFC, NFC as well, with the Colts and Cardinals over on the Info Network here shortly. But I'll have live watch along reactions tomorrow. Steelers, Chiefs, also Monday night for Monday Night Football and WWE Monday Night Raw, so be sure to tune back in. But yeah, the turnovers in the end is what lost Cleveland the game, because if they don't turn it over, Green Bay doesn't have anything to show for, and they probably blow them out of the water. This game was probably over 15 minutes or so ago. As was if Green Bay would have put it to them, but, they couldn't pull away. Credit to the Cleveland defense there, but he came back on a short week off the COVID list. He didn't play, that good. 4 interceptions. It's 4 interceptions, but I mean, even with those turnovers, they, maybe he tried to do a little too much. I don't know. They still, were right there. Almost won it. Really should have been tied at 24. It's and lose. Yeah, really. Chubb. Well, as a team, the Browns were 25 for 219 on the ground and a touchdown, whereas Green Bay was 24 for a $109 rushing. They were right there, yeah. The turnovers and the missed kick, and then you go for 2. It just. You make that kick, you're not going for 2. You make it again. Everything else goes away. You're tied 24, and who knows what the hell happens then. So you still can't turn it over as many times as they did, though, because 3 of the 4 interceptions, the 4th one sealed it, led to 21 of the 24 Packer points. So there's not much else to be said. There's not. You can't turn the ball over as many times as I've said before. Home, away, neutral site, especially on the road this late in the year, and expect to win the game. Turnovers just absolutely kill you. Turnovers are the main reason why the Browns lost today on Christmas. Then it was the missed kicks on special teams and the penalties as well. Green Bay, like I said, once again, really didn't deserve to win, but a win's a win. Whereas, Cleveland didn't really deserve to win or lose. So take it for what it's worth. Green Bay wins it. They're 12-3. 24-22 your final score over the Browns as they fall to 7-8. Cleveland will head to Pittsburgh next Monday night, and Green Bay will host Minnesota next Sunday night. I'll have live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube of both games early January, so be sure to tune back in. But in the end, first off, Aaron Rodgers' post-game interview with Aaron Andrews, I'm sure she's going to ask about his foot, so we'll see what he has to say about his left pinky toe.
This was the first week that the toe felt really good. So I was disappointed to get stepped on and just kind of set.
Rodgers now has 445 career passing touchdowns, most in franchise history. We knew that coming in. He needed one to break Favre's record. He did. He threw 3 off of 3 Mayfield interceptions. So yeah, congrats to Rodgers. Congrats to the Packers.
I told you this week. I loved listening to your press conferences. How grateful you were for your teammates, your coaches. What does it mean to you now that you have it?
It's a lot of touchdowns.
A lot of touchdowns, yes, and field goal, but not enough.
And it's almost
They know. I think he knows they left points off the board.
breaker on double stick, which is a base concept in the West Coast offense I learned 17 years ago. And it's just close.
You can tell Rodgers is a little emotional, which he doesn't really get.
To be coached by the men I was coached with.
And I think he wants to stay in Green Bay. Why? Like I said earlier, why the hell would he want to leave? Regardless of what's going on off the field.
And see what greatness looked like firsthand.
Especially if they win the Super Bowl this year, he ain't going anywhere. They losing the playoffs, losing the Super Bowl, that's a different story come free agency and draft time. But
This is it's a longevity record.
he's happy.
It's one I'm really proud of.
He's proud of it.
MVP, this is a pretty cool.
He's going to win MVP again, I think. No doubt about it.
I mean, it's Christmas night in Lambeau.
Yeah, Christmas.
Like I said last week,
Football.
where it's gotta be. It's a special place, and I'm eternally blessed, and I don't lose sight of that. I think that's the most important thing as you get older.
And Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers
Counting your blessings, not the things that you don't have. And I have a lot of blessings here in Green Bay.
give Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns
And wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
the rate.
Question can I ask you? Brett said it on the Jumbotron, and for those of you at
All
home
about the
that
Super
missed
Bowl.
it, congrats on breaking his record. Now
Go out and win the Super Bowl, yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, that's the goal. For sure.
That's the goal for sure, yeah. I think that's everyone's goal. Still a lot of football, though. Even if they get a bye, they still got to play 2 games before then the Super Bowl. And a lot can happen from now until mid-February. And with COVID and immunized and all that, and I agreed with everything he said in that regard.
And you got the record.
That 90-day window with him not having to test again, it's going to be up just prior to the Super Bowl, I do believe. So he's happy. He should be, as Favre should have been, after he was drafted by the Falcons, a Packer for life. And as much as I would like him in Pittsburgh, among potentially a few other quarterbacks, after Roethlisberger, who I still think potentially could play another year or two if they find a running game with how good the defense is. But it looks like it'll be the final season for 7. If he wins MVP, as he gets a standing ovation walking in the tunnel. They got one more home game. They're still undefeated at home, 7-0. They play Minnesota on January the 2nd on Sunday night. He feels fine. He seems all right with his injury. He's okay. Don't let any of us fool you by any means. Not us, so to speak. We know, but the media. Honestly, in the end, unless they lose come playoff time in the Super Bowl, and if they win Super Bowl 56, I would be shocked too if he's playing somewhere else right now next year. I think he'll be back as a Packer, and he should be a Packer for life. And they got the offensive introductions to begin the game at home on Christmas today, and of course he came out last. An ovation of very loud cheers from the crowd, maybe a few boos from the Browns fans in attendance, but win's a win in the end. Win's a win. He's going to win MVP. There's a few potentially behind him, as mentioned the past couple days or so. Tom Brady, Jonathan Taylor, and Cooper Kupp, but Yeah.
I didn't feel like anybody was going to beat me, and so he may have needed a wide receiver, but they need to think about getting another quarterback, but I think he's past that.
And the number one priority for the Green Bay Packers right now is get Devontae Adams signed to a long-term contract. If Adams signs,
Rodgers will be there. That's probably true. Jimmy Johnson. Even Aaron Jones, who just got extended earlier. Yeah, they just need to get over that hump. If they get over that hump and continue to win, everybody's going to shut the hell up. You know? Because winning cures everything. But when you're losing, all hell is about to break loose. So, and then you flip that with Cleveland and Baker Mayfield, how much longer has he got?
Did anybody see us being here in August? Remember, if they show up for training camp, won't show up for training camp.
Maybe a little bit, but probably not with 12 wins. Shut up haters. Yeah. So I said, why would he want to leave? Why would he want to give up what he's got going right now? They're going to continue with the post game, I would think, until 8 o'clock here, and then we'll switch over to NFL Network. But I'm going to sign off here shortly before then anyway. But just as always, once again, Merry Christmas and thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. But in the end, a win's a win. They capitalized off of turnovers. They had 21 points off of 3 Browns turnovers. Okay? The Browns finished with 22 total points. They don't turn the ball over. They blow them out because Green Bay only has a field goal to show for it on offense. I mean, it probably worked itself out some other way, no doubt about it. But hypothetically, with how it went, Cleveland doesn't turn the ball over. They win the game. Hell, he throws 3 interceptions, not the 4, but 2 of the first 3. If he doesn't throw one of those and they don't score, they win by about a touchdown or so. Maybe a little less than that, about, 5 points? So, just, like I said, if I'm a Brown fan, I'm, of course, very frustrated. Just the basics. It's the small little things that add up in the end. And sometimes they win you the game. Here today, of course, they lost you the game. You can't turn the ball over as many times as they did, especially on the road, and expect to have a chance to win. They had 4 interceptions, 4 total turnovers, and those led to, the 4th one doesn't matter because they ran it out anyway. And clock expired, final score 24-22. Those first 3 were 21 points. So, like I said, do the math on everything. You don't turn the ball over, you win. So, yeah, if I'm a Brown fan, I'm probably buying a new TV right now for Christmas. Just, like I said, every dog has its day, and the Brownies on the road away from the dog pound had theirs day, even though they, gave them selves a good chance there late to find a way to win. But the turnovers, the special teams, and the penalties killed them. And that's why they lost, and that's why Green Bay won, even though they, on top of all that, left points off the board. Because they really could have put it to them if they wanted to. So, I'll leave it at that. I mean, there's not really much else to be said. I've said what I guess I was planning to say. So, yeah, 24-22, your final score with the Packers coming out on top with the W. In the loss, though, here's your final stats and scores. Baker Mayfield finished 21-36 for 222 yards passing. had 2 touchdowns, sacked 5 times, 4 interceptions, and a partridge and a pear tree for the Packers win on Christmas. Nick Chubb had 17 carries for 126 yards rushing and a touchdown. Dearness Johnson, 4 for 58 on the ground. Tony Schwartz, 2 for 24 on end arounds, and then Baker Mayfield had 2 carries for 11 yards. Nick Chubb and Rashard Higgins tied in leading the Browns in receiving. Nick Chubb, 3 catches, 58 yards. Rashard Higgins, 5 for 58. Jarvis Landry had 4 catches, 55 yards receiving. Austin Hooper, 3 of 26. Both touchdowns were to Schwartz and Bryant. Dearness Johnson had a catch for 8 yards. Janovich, 2 of 6. Schwartz, 1 for 5 in the score. Donovan Peoples-Jones had 1 catch, 5 yards. Harrison Bryant, 1 for 1 and a touchdown. And Njoku was intended to target a few times, but a couple drops. No catches for him today. But in the win, Aaron Rodgers, your favorite for MVP, and the quarterback to arguably one of the best, if not the best team in the NFL right now. Aaron Rodgers on Christmas was 24-34, 202 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. No turnovers, no sacks. Nothing wrong other than a few punts by Green Bay today. So, I mean, you could say potentially they, to an extent, played a full game, but you know, in the end, they don't have turnovers. Offense didn't do enough. They probably lose, but who knows? You know, because Rodgers is Rodgers. The Browns lost because they turned the ball over too many damn times. They had a faster start today than they did on Monday, no doubt about it. But the turnovers, the special teams, and the penalties killed them. 24-22 final score. Rodgers in the win on Christmas. Merry Christmas. Was 24-34, 202 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones had 12 carries, 66 yards rushing. A.J. Dillon, 9 for 41 on the ground. And then Devontae Adams had 10 catches for 114 yards receiving. 2 touchdowns. Allen Lazard, hell, he didn't even have a catch in the second half. He had 2 for 45 in the score at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. And then Jones and Dillon also out of the backfield. 5 catches, 21 yards, and 3 catches, 15 yards receiving, respectively. Josiah DeGuara, 2 of 5. Mercedes Lewis, 2 of 2. And a win's a win. Once again, as a Christmas gift, the Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield, more so than not, gave the Packer defense 4 turnover gifts, and the Packer win because they don't turn the ball over, they probably win this game. But because they did turn it over and Green Bay was able to capitalize, the Packers won. So, like I said, Mayfield, yeah, no doubt about it, is probably wishing he had a few of those passes back. But the Packer defense shot his eye out on Christmas. And now Cleveland is going to have to win out and get some help with their Red Rider, throwing for as many yards as he's thrown in his career as a Brown quarterback in touchdowns and picks. First 4 interception game today in the loss, but like I said, they go to Pittsburgh next Monday night. Green Bay is going to stay at top, number 1 spot in the NFC. They host Minnesota next Sunday night. So, once again, there's not really much else to be said other than, once again, the Packers win it 24-22 over the Cleveland Browns. So, as they go back in the booth with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman to sign off before post-game wraps up, and then we switch on over to NFL Network for Colts and Cardinals. I'll say this, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you'll tune back in tomorrow as well for more live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. in the NFL with the Steelers and Chiefs at 4 o'clock. And then also on Monday for NFL Monday Night Football and WWE Monday Night Raw. All live right here on YouTube before we get into the new year less than a week from now. And I'll have more live watch-along reactions over on YouTube next week in the new year as well. So be sure to hit that red subscribe button, the notification bell next to it as well. But here on Christmas 2021, the Green Bay Packers once again win it by 2. Your final score, 24-22, over the Cleveland Browns. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. And hope to see everybody now on Sunday and Monday, respectively, for more live watch-along reactions live on YouTube in the next week and into the new year. So, Merry Christmas. Hopefully everyone has a Happy New Year as well. But Packers win. 24-22 your final score. So, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.